Hi, friends. Happy Friday. Let's see, let me angle this low enough that we can see the table. All right. I'm gonna push this back a little bit. Penny is really excited for this live stream, as you can hear. She is noticing some shadows outside, so of course she's gonna be barking. We'll just have to deal with it. If that's okay with y'all. Today we are diving into Blastoise. So, in the large set, the three boxes that are in there, so you can see this one here behind Pikachu. There are these large uh, boxes that are printed with the Pokeball, which is really cool. And each one has its own instruction bag for each of those three Pokemon. And in the back, it shows you this one's a water type. So really, really cool. The first, let me check. I think it's 11 bags. Penny. That's not going to make a difference. No matter what I say, it's not going to make a difference. The first 11 bags, I think, are the base. So bags 28 through 37. I guess it'd be 10 bags. Hello, you're on the way home to watch a stream. Fun. Nice. Where are you headed home from? I can't remember where you said you were coming from. So, um, but yeah, so we're gonna skip to where we start building out the Pokemon because I think that'll be a lot of fun to do today. So, diving in with bag 38, skipping bags 28 through 37 for now. And I am going to go and see if I can calm her down. She is real excited. Penny, hey, hey, girl, calm down. Good girl. We're safe. There's no need to bark. There's nothing out there to be afraid of. Okay. And that'll last for about 2 minutes and then she'll bark again. So, you just picked up lunch. You got Raisin Cane's chicken fingers. Yum. My lunch is my smoothie, which is my typical um, weekday lunch. And yeah, I will try to remember to have it while I'm streaming. Hi, Dick. How's it going? Oh, yay, my father-in-law's here. So this has been Pokemon Week, and we've been building out all of the Pokemon sets, which has been a lot of fun. And they're massive. Philip doesn't love them so much. You can see Pikachu right behind me here. This one's Eevee, which this one's really cute. I love the size and the scale. I think this one's actually my favorite based on the price, the size, the scale. It's beautifully sculpted. It has a wonderful, full of wonderful parts, which is great. But it's also just not massive. Like the other ones are a lot of fun to build, but I don't think they're necessarily all that practical for most people to have in their homes. So yeah. So today, though, we're building Blastoise, which is this one. So definitely getting Eevee. Nice. Yeah, I thought you might. It's a cute one, and I think honestly that one's going to sell really well, particularly at the price point. But it's super cute. I just edited a video that I was going to share that shows the kind of my overall thoughts about Eevee. But then also, I was setting it up to where there was an automated DM thing where if people wanted to see the Evolutions Easter egg, that they could DM me and I would send them the picture. And it's using this program called Mini Chat, which allows you to automate responses to people on Instagram. And I was using the free version, and I thought I could still use the free version for that. And when I went to upload it today, it said, nope, you have to start paying now. So I need to re-edit the video to remove that piece because I'm not going to pay, I don't think, for that thing. The main reason I started to do that was because so many people asked for instructions for minifigure habitats in particular, and other things as well. And so I thought, oh, this will be an easy way to get them to people without having to manually send them. And truthfully, that worked well for that, but I don't know if it's something I want to invest in long term. So it's a little bit pricier than I want it to be. So, hi friends, hi Glenn. Who else is here? So we've got Glenn, we've got Missy, and Bev is there as well. I'm doing well, thanks. I am really excited for the weekend. Looking forward to some fun things this weekend and looking forward to spending some time with Philip. So he was at work downtown all day yesterday after we got all of the garage situation taken care of. Dick, I don't know if we told you about that, about what happened, but when Philip went to go to the office yesterday morning, the garage door opened partway and was angled. Hi, Vicky. But yeah, it was angled partway, not opening all the way, and we couldn't get the cars in or out, but we also couldn't manually lift the garage door. So he had to stay home and work from home for the morning. And during that time, we eventually got it to work because we hired a repair person to come by, and now we've replaced the garage door. So by that I mean we paid to replace it, and in 3 to 5 weeks it will be replaced. So that was an unexpected surprise, but it was an expense that we knew that we were going to have to do. So yes, that's the quick update. Hoping to do Brick Radio part sorting Sunday. Fun, nice. Anybody else have fun weekend plans? Penny. She just wants everyone to know that she's here too. I don't know how loud she is for y'all, so let me know if she's way too noisy. I can see if I can figure out something to do to get her to calm down, because when she gets riled up like this, sometimes it's kind of hard. So, bork. I bork. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, Glenn. um, Oh, but Glenn, I was playing Pokemon Go last night and I saw a Pokemon that reminded me of you. It's like really tall and furry and has white fur all over. And it just made me think of your hair, your long hair, and your beard. And I don't know, I just thought it was a little silly and fun. So there's that. If I can remember the name of it, I'll let you know. Okay, so just like all of the other ones, we're seeing lots of studs, not on top buildings, so it's not bricks, where we've got the studs on the side that are coming out. And it looks like we've got some brackets in here too. No surprise there, given how all of these other builds have gone so far. But these are really fun. Okay, this is an interesting technique though. So in here, we've got this hole that we made in the middle, and then we have this little section that has the snot brick that's attaching that. So this portion is going to go underneath, or it's going to go through that hole. Wait a minute, something is off with this. Let me double check on that. Okay. Oh, there we go. So if I do this way, this goes up. Here we go. Okay. So now that we have this set up like this, we're using this bracket piece here on the left. We're using the snap brick on the right. We've got the clips going down, and this actually slides within that hole and then studs down. So this is going to be multiple layers of support and connection points that are going to make sure that this stays pretty firm, which is pretty cool. So let's see. And also we slide this one on top too, which I forgot to do first. Let me undo that. Now, iBork is a command a Twitch streamer has that we can use when their dog barks. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I wish that did something. Although, actually, it did. Maybe there's some magic to it because Penny just calmed down for the minute. So we'll see how long that lasts. um, but yeah, looking forward to the weekend, mostly just because Philip won't be working the whole time. Now that we have a garage that is locked shut for the meantime until we get a new garage door installed, we are also planning to use that space to kind of reorganize some things because it's open space that usually has a bunch of cars, not a bunch of cars, two cars inside of it. So that's one silver lining, I suppose, is we've got this extra space to work with. Trying to look for the silver linings anywhere we can, right? So it also tracks how many barks. That's fun. Yeah. I That's really fun. I would love to. I don't need to track how many times Penny barks, to be honest. It's quite a bit. But it's really just because she loves us and she wants to make sure that we're safe. I think that's what it is. So she believes that she needs to keep us safe, and she doesn't realize that we're the ones keeping her safe. So So yeah, anybody else have any fun plans? Also, did anyone see the Lego movie in the movie theaters again? I'm still looking to maybe do that this weekend if we can. I don't know if I'll have time. But it was fun to see that it was coming back into theaters for the week. I'm not sure if it's on tomorrow, actually. It might only be on today. So, our counters don't go that high. Yes. That is sadly true. Um, Penny is a loud friend, for sure. So, okay. So, this, Blastoise, I was noticing in the picture that I grabbed to use for the thumbnail for this, it has some cannons that kind of move around a different way. So, yeah, Lego Movie is back in cinemas. Regal Theaters is doing it for a week, and they started last weekend. So I don't know if it ends today or if it'll be on after today. I kind of hope it's on tomorrow because I was wanting to go and we just haven't been able to make it happen yet. So maybe this afternoon. But yeah, you can look it up. It's Regal Cinemas that are doing it. So I know Gateway has some showings, and it's in 3D. So I thought that was kind of fun. We did see it, of course, years ago in the movie theaters, and I've watched it countless times since then. I love that movie. It's really fun and silly and yeah, delightful. Um, but yeah, it'd be neat to get to see it in 3D because we definitely didn't before. So, oh, I like this color of headlight brick. Getting it in magenta here. I had started to build out Blastoise's, I'm sure that's how you say that, base, last night, and was planning to build out more of it this morning, but didn't get around to doing that, as we were kind of picking up some of the Christmas stuff, and I was helping Philip with some of that, and then he had to run off to work, and, I got busy doing a million other things. But yeah, the base is really cool. It's curved and rounded once it's done, and it's all watery. So it looks like waves and things, which is great given that he's a water Pokemon. So that was pretty cool. I am looking forward to getting around to doing that eventually, and we'll probably do it maybe over this weekend a little bit too. We have a birthday party that we're going to tomorrow night. I think on Sunday we've got some things after church. I can't remember. So I just feel like there's something all the time now. We're just constantly busy, and it'd be nice to have a break from some of the busyness on the weekends. Don't think that you've seen that headlight brick in that color. I feel like I have, but I can't remember. I don't have a ton of headlight bricks. It's a smaller part of our collection, and the ones I do have, I feel like I got from Bricks and Minifigs from digging around through their bulk. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like when I get them though in sets, it's usually in a set that I'm not going to take apart. So I don't know. Yeah, not sure. Glenn, do you know if it comes in anything or if it's come in magenta before? I feel like you're a fountain of knowledge with this kind of stuff. Okay. Y'all, I'm so excited too. So, Lego was supposed to send me the Batman sets to for early. What do they call it now? They changed the name from review to early access. So they were supposed to send me them for early access, and then somehow my shipping, I just got left off the shipment, and so I contacted them, and they said, "Oh yeah, we'll get it to you." So I just got word that it is coming in the mail next week, which I'm very excited about because I want to do another week of live streaming that'll be Batman week. So that should be a lot of fun. Magenta headlight bricks are relatively new. Earliest set is a parrot from 2023, and it's now been in 6 sets. Thank you. I love having you here with your knowledge of these different types of things, or quick research with it too. Um, so yeah, so if you've enjoyed the live streams all week this week for Pokemon Week, we will be coming back with live streams for Batman Week. Not exactly sure when. I don't think that'll be next week. I think if I'm gonna do, I've been debating if I want to keep doing lives every day like I have been this week. It's been a lot of fun, but it's also been a lot of energy, and I've got other things I need to attend to as well. So I'm thinking it's not sustainable forever. But it might be something where I do once a month, I do a full week long, or maybe every other week. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? Is it something that you would continue to want to participate in? And are there any days that are better for y'all? Still not in dark purple though. I know. Glenn, while you're searching through that, can you see if and when it started to come in orange? I did see that there were some orange in one of these sets that I built. I think it might have been Charizard. And I was very excited to see it in that because I thought it didn't come in orange. And I don't know if that's true. It might be that it doesn't come in dark purple, and that's the color I was thinking about. So yay, glad you'll join more of the live streams. You have been so supportive, so far. It's been great to have you, both here. So, Bev and Missy, I'm glad to hear that. And I know that, everybody's kinda got their own work schedules and their own ability to join these, throughout the weeks and stuff. So I get, if it's not always if, it doesn't always work with people's schedules, but I'm really enjoying it. It's really a lot of fun. So, and I appreciate how much y'all have been able to participate. So okay, we're getting close to wrapping up. All right, actually, we have wrapped up bag one. So this bag has lots of Technic on the core of Blastoise. No surprise there. We were getting a lot of snot brick, or I mean, snot bricks, as well as brackets here on the front. So lots of building will be coming through there too. And we'll dive into the next bag. Orange headlight bricks in 36 sets so far, starting in 2004. So I was totally wrong. Thank you for letting me know. As I was saying it, I was like, wait, is that true that I haven't seen this before, or am I thinking about purple? And I was thinking about purple. So I had built the upscaled version of the headlight bricks in 2023 when I was doing the um, daily builds challenge. It was one of the things was to build an upscaled brick, and then I decided to build 6 to connect them all together like the old creator expert logo. Yay, welcome home, Bev and Missy. Thanks for joining again, and for hanging out with me. Bev, have you made any progress on your build for the build challenge this month? And when I say that, I mean, I was thinking tech slug, but also maybe the habitat challenge, or anybody. Hey, Glenn, have you ever built habitats for the habitat challenges online? You still have your expert logo that Claire made. Yes, that's the one. So I had reverse engineered it from Claire's pictures, which was really fun to get to do. So, and I credited her with it in my caption. And then I can't remember which website that also has a magazine, but one of them does and does features on builds that were shared online. And they featured mine, but it was her build. And I was like, no, y'all, like, yes, I built this, but it was designed by Claire. I just reverse engineered it. So, yes, obviously that takes a little effort, but like I would rather have her credited for it because it was her design. So, Texla done. Yay, one habitat is done. And you have an idea for a second one. Nice. Glenn says you've not built a habitat, but you did sort out the kits for Brick Rodeo a couple years ago. That counts, sure. I was going to say, if you want to, we are doing the Valentine's Habitat Challenge for my monthly build challenge this time. So would love to have you join if you'd like to. We are doing it on both Discord and on Instagram. So I don't remember if you're on Instagram. I don't really feel like I see you posting there. So I'm thinking no, but yeah, if you'd like to join in the fun, now's the time. It's next week, which is wild. I feel like we just are getting to the end of January, and that's not true. It's already February, which is so wild. Time is an enigma. All right. You have at least one habitat kit somewhere by. I would assume so. Given that we've done them at Brick Rodeo for a number of years, I would assume you might have multiple of those kits. But yeah, I would love to have you join if you want to. And even if you don't want to, I would love to have you join. Anytime you'd like to, though, Glenn, feel free. So yeah. This build is these builds are very large, and now that I have Pikachu, whoops, there we go. Now that I have Pikachu finished and Charizard finished, and I'm working on these other two large ones, I'm a little bit nervous about where I was planning to display these in my Lego room. It's that room is full, and I have been working on parting out some old sets so that I can sell them to Bricks and Minifigs or do something with them if I'm just parting them out in general. But taking them apart for sure, and reorganizing that room. And I had planned to put these all together on one shelf in there. And while they might fit space wise, I'm worried about the weight. That Pikachu alone is very heavy. And these shelves that we have in there are not necessarily the best for large amounts of weight. So we'll see what happens. I'm not exactly sure. I may end up, after I've built the bases for these three and have them all together, may end up having them displayed off their bases and maybe part out the bases instead. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see once we get finished with all of them. Oh, there's my brother. I'll have to call him back later. Um, haven't talked to him in a while. He moved to North Carolina. So he moved from Colorado with his family, and that he was the last of my family living in Colorado. So it felt weird and oddly final for them to be moving. It makes me sad, but also happy for them. I know they're very happy there so far. Um, but yeah, it feels weird because Colorado's my home state. So, okay, so uh, let's see. Missy says you've been working on Mega Spark City. Yay, that's fun. I'm excited to see what you do. I that was one that I was really disappointed that I missed out on. But I knew that I wouldn't have time to actually invest in building a mock for it. So makes sense, but yeah, that was one that I thought would have been fun. And then Bev says you built the pretty pink flower set last night. That bouquet, that is beautiful. I have one copy of it that I wanted to weave into this flower wall set, but haven't gotten around to it yet. As far as joining the stream, Monday and Tuesday don't usually work, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are usually okay. Cool. Good to know. Thanks, Glenn. Yeah, anytime you're available, if I'm streaming, I'm happy to have you here, of course. And I will consistently be doing on my streams on Wednesdays. That's worked well for me, and it's been kind of a nice like midweek pick me up to get together with y'all. And it also helps me ensure that I'm knocking out at least one review set every week, which is good. So that I'm staying on top of those and not getting behind on any of those because I feel an expectation from Lego, even though they're not strict with it, I want to honor the commitment that I've made with them for that. Um, so yeah. Glenn, do you ever stream, or do you just join streams and chat? And I guess the same question goes for all of y'all. I think Bev and Missy, I don't know that y'all do, but I'm not sure. Am I wrong there? I do enjoy seeing the community building that happens in the chats. That's been really cool. You just watch and chat. Nice. Good stuff. That's what I thought. So, um, well, anyway, always happy to have you here watching and chatting along. All right, so we're getting more of these curved pieces. So this is the regular size one that we already had, but we're getting those in tan. I hope we get some of the bigger ones that are larger and newer to me in this set too, but we'll see. I think those larger ones were the ones that I was seeing in, what was it, Pikachu, I think, that had them in yellow. Was that just yesterday that we were building that? Gosh, this week is all going together. No, we don't stream, just watch Lego Friends stream. Awesome. That's what I thought. Well, yeah, always happy to have y'all, and have been so appreciative of how often you've all been able to join and participate. It's been really, really wonderful. And it's also fun because I feel like I get to know y'all a little bit better too. So beyond our experience of getting to know each other in the meetings, it's nice to have time outside of the meetings too, especially because at those meetings, I feel like it's kind of busy and there's a lot of people, so we don't get a lot of one-on-one time necessarily. So, and I'm notoriously late to them. Unfortunately, it's just an issue that I have in general. I don't know what it is about it, but I just struggle with getting to that meeting in particular on time. So I do think, especially when it's on Sundays, it can feel like there's just a lot going on. So it's a little bit challenging to make it all work. But anyhow, okay. This is interesting shaping on the side. So we're using a slope here and then this like curved slope, which is nice, but I'm curious as to why that's so indented down below. We'll have to wait and see. As for Lego Movie showings, Google only shows you stuff in Harker Heights starting on the 22nd. Interesting. I wonder if it's like bouncing around from place to place. And maybe I got targeted ads because it knew that I was in Austin. I'm not sure, but I saw it on Instagram. We did see that there were showings in Regal, Gateway, and a couple other Regals in Austin. I was hoping they'd be at Alamo, and of course they're not. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I won't get a chance to see it. I may have missed that opportunity. In which case, I'll just have to stream it at home. Not the same. So. It's fun because that movie was, pretty transformative, for bringing both Philip and I into the LEGO community. Hi, friend. It's JJ. It is late there, and it's late on a Friday. I'm glad you could join for a little bit. So looks like I'm guessing the back of the shell. No, that's not true. This is probably the front. This might be his torso. So then those must be where the legs go, where these, ball joint cups are. But yeah, that gets us through the first two bags. We're moving on to bag 40. And at this rate, I think we'll for sure finish Blastoise today on the stream, which is good. Which then leaves us with Venusaur, right? What's the name of the other one? That's the one that comes from Bulbasaur, right? I think so. So it's 9 p.m. there. Awesome. Good stuff. Well, happy evening, happy night. Thank you for joining. I'm glad that you were able to join today. We were chatting just before you joined about how much fun it's been to stream all week this week. I haven't ever really done like a full week of streaming before, so that's been really enjoyable. And I'm curious to know if you'd like to see that continue. I plan to continue to do it on Wednesdays still, so that'll be the time that I stream every week for sure. I don't think that if I do additional week long sessions that it'll be every week. I think it might be every other week or maybe once a month. But yeah, curious if that's something that you'd like to see happen. I and also actually, while we have y'all here, what other Lego build fandoms are you excited about? So if I were to do a Batman week, would that be interesting for y'all? I know for me it will. I love it, and Batman was so nostalgic for me as a kid, and so I'm excited about those new sets. Plus, they're tied into the new game, which is so cool. I wish I had a Nintendo Switch 2 because the game is not available on Switch 1, and but we got a chance to play it at Fan Media Days, and it's really cool. So you wouldn't complain? Okay, cool. Nice. Good to know. You're here for pretty much any Lego. Yay! Me too. Me too. So I was gonna say I don't really think anybody on the streams this week have been purely here for the Pokemon of it all. I feel like you've been here just for the fun of it all, and the builds in general. So excited to hear that for sure. Any Lego. Okay, cool. Nice. Yay! Okay, that gives me a lot of hope and excitement for this. So I'll look ahead and see when I can do a Batman week, and we'll let you know. But for now, we'll for sure plan to stream on Wednesdays. I might stream again tomorrow. If I did, would y'all be available during the day to stream? Um, I'm not sure if I will. Since Philip is not working, I may not. So actually, I might be talking myself out of it right now. We'll see. Maybe I'll know by the end of the stream, and maybe not. I'll have to let you all know. But I was hoping to get through all of the Pokemon builds from these sets on the streams, and I don't believe that we'll be able to make it through both Blastoise and Venusaur today. Although we could try, we can do what we can and see how far we get. Um, I definitely won't make it through the bases and the Pokemon, so it would have to be just the Pokemon if I tried. And for our friends like JJ, you may actually want to go to bed eventually, so it might be a little too late for you anyway, depending on how late we go today. So, all right. Let's see. Did any of you catch Ben's stream last night? I was running around town doing some errands afterward. Not sure what our weekend holds. Sorting party on Sunday. Nice. Yeah, I don't think we'll, or I know we won't be able to do the sorting party on Sunday. I can't remember what it was that we have at that same time, but we've got something Sunday afternoon this week. It might be. Oh, I think we have tickets to see Sound of Music. Oh, that's right. We have tickets for Sound of Music, but it's at the same time as the Super Bowl, and we had planned to watch the Super Bowl, and so we were trying to see if there were people in Austin who wanted the tickets that we could sell them to for a decent price. So, once we realized it was conflicting with the Super Bowl, we tried to rearrange our tickets for another day, and truthfully, it just, it was very expensive to upgrade to a different day, even though the seats were actually downgrades. So, church basketball on Saturday night for your grandson. Fun, 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 fun. Um, sounds like a good week. Oh, I also caught a flamingo yesterday. I caught 3. So now I'm a part of the flamingo club. What I think is funny too is my father and mother-in-law are on the stream and they probably have no clue what I'm talking about with the Pokemon stuff. So hi to Brian, how's it going? Welcome. We are working on Blastoise today. Let's see. Okay, so interesting so far with this portion. We're getting some of these pieces that can be connected with Technic beams and Technic pens rather. So I'm curious as to if this will be for a moving part or if this will be for stability. I know on the inside portion it is for stability with that blue piece, but we'll have to see. Play well and catch them all. That's right. That's right. That is the goal. So we've almost caught all of the sets. We are once we're done with Blastoise, we just have Venusaur left with what we've accomplished in these streams this week. So it's been a lot of fun, and we've been very productive. So that's been nice. I've loved the crew that's been joining me all week. So that's been really good. What are you up to? Anything fun in your world? Put this pin in backwards, and now I need to flip it around. There we go. Y'all, I saw on the Wicked movie Instagram today, they were announcing when the movie will be available to stream on Peacock, and they started with the Wicked logo with the W, and then they had it flip upside down into an M, and then it said March 20th, and their quote said, "Flip it around" in the caption, which I just thought was so funny. Michelle had no idea what she was starting with that fun meme that she became with her Wicked Witch. And I just love it so much. I love how much they've just embraced it and run with it. So, do you ever use the app for the build instructions? I do sometimes, but I only have the ability to do that on my phone. I don't have the ability to do that on. I don't have like another device that I can do that on, and so because of that, I don't do it very often because usually when I'm building, it's also for something that I'm reviewing or wanting to share with people, and so I often um, have to use my phone for that while I'm building. So it's challenging to do that and also use the phone for the instructions. Philip and I did do the family Christmas tree together using the build together instructions, and that was so cool. And I highly recommend that if you ever get a chance to get a set that has the build together instructions. It's a really interesting and unique way to build Lego. And the technology is fantastic, so that it keeps up with where you're at and makes sure that everybody's all okay. On your lunch break, nice. But you've been working on your gold geometry shapes. Fun. That's really cool. I'd love to see them. Are you sharing them on Instagram or anywhere online in particular? But yeah, I do think it'd be nice to have a tablet where I could do the instructions, but it's a little bit challenging. So, and I don't want to buy an iPad or a tablet just for that purpose alone. I feel like I need other reasons. Although I will say, things like running the Winter Village train from my phone is such a pain because you have to have the app open the entire time. So, like when we have our annual holiday cookie exchange party and we've got people there who are doing the seek and find around our winter village, I like to have the train running the whole time, but I also need my phone to make sure that like people who are showing up know where to go and know where to park and answer all the questions that come through and that kind of thing. So you snagged your wife the Wicked Polly Pocket for Christmas fun. You're toying with the Lego conversion. Nice. That's really cool. I love that that came back, that Polly Pocket came back. I think that's so fun and such an interesting piece of nostalgia that's just so silly. Um, but yeah, when I saw that they did the Wicked ones, I thought, oh my gosh, they're doing that for everything. Like Wicked was all over the place, and I love it. It was so fun. We have so many Wicked things in our house too. Okay, so looks like a lot of this is for stability so far, but yeah, and the way that this next piece attaches is confirming that this is for stability too. So almost done with the next bag though. We are flying through. Instagram. Oh, your toys on the side. Okay, I know you, of course. Sorry, I didn't realize who you were based on your screen name being different. So hi, good to see a friend. Did you go to, or are you going to Brick Fair Fredericksburg? Is that the one that happens earlier in the year? Um, and what's happening with Brick Fair Virginia? I heard that it might be moving or something. All right, we have this whole section that is somehow probably going to connect to this whole section. So, and we're moving on to bag 41. And this set is going to go through bag 49. So we will work our way through it all. Y'all, Philip and I met Brian, our toys on the side, at Brickter, Virginia in 2023, right? I think that was the time. And you had your incredibly large sculpted like snow creatures that were made out of the little ice, the blue ice pieces, which was really, really fun. But I think that's the first time we met, if I'm not mistaken. How's the weather up there? Is it chilly still? I've been seeing so many people posting about snow ever since the big freeze, and it's already in the 80s here, which is disgusting. The giant snowflake spheres, yeah, that would be our friend Brian Toys on the side here. So, yep, really, really fun. It was neat to see them in person, and it was also just great to meet you in person. Always love that about conventions. Whoops, let's see. You have to adjust for this part of the instruction, these axles to match up with the little symbol on or the little sample on the page, which I love that they include those to help make sure that you do it accurately. And that is so helpful. Last con was Bricks in the Six. Oh, fun! Nice. I am jealous. We want to go to Bricks in the Six, and we will eventually. We would love to go in particular to see our buddies Maya and Jamie, her dad, as well as Alex and Tone, who were on our season of Lego Masters. It would be so good to see them in person. Maya, we've gotten to see because she's come to Brick Rodeo the last handful of years, but we haven't seen her dad since the filming, and we haven't seen Alex and Tone since then either. So Maya was on here yesterday and the day before on the stream, which was really fun. So, yay, fun, fun. Um, oh, interesting. Okay. So, 2024 snowy and dropping temperature, negative temps tomorrow. Yikes. You have your snowman on display at your local BAM. That's fun. That's really fun. They take up a ton of space. So I love to see large sculpted things, though. It was very clever. There was actually a project I was working on. Oh, it was the Wicked project. When I was working on that one, your snowman inspired one approach that I tried but ended up abandoning. For I was going to make a wand, like a Glenda wand, and wanted to have the top be like, kind of going it off in all directions. And so I was looking at your build to see if that would work. The scale ended up being too big for what I was needing to accomplish, but it was fun to kind of practice with those different types of pieces. So that's really cool. I love when other builders do something that inspires you or teaches you something cool or new, and gives you some new ideas that you can incorporate into different mocks as well. So the wand was one of many builds that I worked on for that project that got abandoned, and that was in part because the art department at Lego was like, "Never mind, we don't want that one anymore." I was like, "Wait a minute, I've spent all this time on it." So that project was so fun though. I at one point had 10 different builds that I was working on simultaneously for the project, and the idea initially was let's have 10 different outfits that the influencer would try on. And so I needed to create 10 different mocks. And every Monday morning, I had a meeting bright and early since it was Denmark time, where they would ask for updates and would give me feedback on it. And some of those meetings, they would give feedback that would basically have me start all over from scratch. And other times they would give feedback like with the Glenda wand, where they would say, "Oh, we no longer need that." And then a couple weeks later, they would say, "Actually, we think we do want the wand again." It was like, "Wait a minute, can you make up your minds?" But it ended up being so much fun, and I learned so much, and I gained such great skills from working. Yay! Enjoy the rest of your work day. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. But yeah, I gained so much of or strengthened my own creative abilities through getting feedback regularly from these incredible artists that worked for the art department. So it was such a wonderful challenge, and it's one that I would love to get to do again. Something like that. It was just so magical, and the fact that it was for Wicked, like, so cool, so incredibly cool. All right, let's see. So it's coming together slowly but surely. Lots of Technic core building that we've got going on here too. Lots of bright colors because, of course, we're looking at the inside of the build right now. So I love how Lego does that and incorporates that in. And then also, there's a lot of dark brown in here too, which I'm liking. I feel like that's a part, or that's a color that I would like to see in more parts. When I was designing the reverse engineering the builds of the furniture that's in Animal Crossing that they released in this new wave, um, I loved to see how much dark brown they used in the builds, but when you actually translate that to Lego, so much of it doesn't even come in those color or in that color. And so a lot of the builds that are in I think it was called the chic style, um, aren't possible to build. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but was still a lot of fun to get to work on. I think 3 pieces of furniture to design digitally so that I can share the instructions for those as well. So I'll get around to that eventually, but had to prioritize, of course, this week, working on these really fun builds. So let's see. Oh, I missed. Wait a minute. I missed a part, a very important part. Here we go. Let's see. This is one of the worst situations to undo. It doesn't work all that well to try and undo one of these using a brick separator, but I'll do my best. I feel like I always struggle with getting them apart though, when there's a round one underneath. Maybe I'll try this, or I'll try the um, double brick separator method, which is not working for me. Let's see. What after reviewing and seeing a lot of the different Pokemon sets this week, which ones are the ones that you're most excited about? Hello, how's it going, Victor? Welcome back. Happy Friday. I can't believe that it's Friday. This week has been so busy. Goodness gracious, this is not going to want to come off, is it? Well, we'll try this way. If I put that one on here first. Nope. Anybody have a trick to get this off? I feel like this is always the way. You like Eevee, yes. Agreed. I think that was in the video I was editing right before we joined live today. That's what I was saying was Eevee takes the cake for being my favorite of the ones that we've seen. Let's see, what if I do? Sometimes I find if I put another brick beside it, it might help. So maybe that'll help. I am also very happy it's Friday. Oh, got it, finally. Good night. That was ridiculous. Cheese and crackers. In the words of our favorite dog, cartoon dog. All right, there we go. Okay, got this fixed and set up. So now this piece can go on. Okay, cool. Now we've got this going on. Victor, do you have any fun plans for the weekend? You and Pablo? It was Pablo, right? You coming to Austin? Coming to hang out? If you're ever in Austin on the third weekend of the month, that's typically when we have our lug meetings. So you could join us and meet Bev and Missy and Glenn and Ben in person and me in person. So, or you could come to Brick Rodeo, like I said before. That'll be in the end of July. I'm very excited. It's going to be so much fun. And also, those conventions just kind of end up being reunions now for me with my Lego Masters family. So that's a lot of fun. Hi, Zach. Just popping in to say a quick hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Good to see you. And thanks for popping by. I so appreciate y'all's support. Everybody is so great. Okay. Looks like. Do y'all think this is part of the shell? I wish I had the money for the big set. I overspent so much back in December because of the Creel House and the Upside Down. Yeah, really, really good set for sure. Did you get the Upside Down set, like, aftermarket, in, over, December as well? That was one that we got aftermarket, and I got it when I brought some old sets to Bricks and Minifigs a couple years ago, and it ended up working out to where, I was able to buy it for a much smaller amount than what it was there for. I mean, obviously, the price had gone up since it was, aftermarket, but, I was very excited to get that one because it's an incredible build. Yeah, I was thinking that might be part of the shell. So it looks like, okay, cool. So we're attaching this now using these brackets, not brackets, these what do we call these? Technic beams. So we slide that beam on here on the left and on the right, and that allows that to be angled down. I'm guessing this will stud in as well, or maybe secure in. It looks like actually through this bottom hole, it's going to go through an axle connection point, and that'll hold it in place, which is cool. So you would want just the Blastoise from the big set, and then Eevee. Yeah. $400, oh my goodness, but it was Pablo's Christmas gift. I mean, it's a phenomenal set. So 400 is pricey for it. I think when I got it, it was 300. And like I said, I had traded in a bunch of Legos, so it helped reduce that cost quite a bit. So it didn't feel like I was spending as much money, although of course, as we know, the value of Lego, I and the trade-in value is always less than like if I were to actually sell the set to somebody and whatever. But it was a nice way to clear off our shelves from some older sets that we had just taken up space and get one that we were thrilled to have. And it ended up being one of the best build experiences. I really, really love that set. So, have you built both already? You'll try to schedule a business travel to Austin to try to attend Brick Radio. Yes, let's make it happen. I like it. All of it can be business expenses, right? I like that idea for sure. So normally our smoothies have strawberries and blueberries and banana and peanut butter and Greek yogurt. That might be everything. And we have run out of strawberries, but we needed some berries in it. So we have like one strawberry each and then cranberries, which is interesting. It's changing the flavor a little bit. Maybe not my favorite mix, but that's okay. It's nice to have something, I suppose. Need to go to the grocery store. I meant to go yesterday to get berries, and I forgot with all of the excitement with the garage. So, okay. Oh, this is an interesting piece. So we've got a Technic axle with a beam circle at the end. Are you allowed to sell the sets at LEGO since you? We are not, which is wild. So they don't allow us to sell them at all. And that's been something that's been a little bit of a challenge because our collection is getting bigger and bigger. And at this point, so many of them are ones that we got from LEGO. So they don't allow us to sell them. And I understand why. For sure they don't want us to sell them before they go on the market, but in general, we sign an agreement saying that we won't. And so that complicates things a little bit too. Even doing things like giveaways, giveaways cost money in the sense that you have to pay for shipping, right? And shipping, if you're a regular person, shipping a Lego set across the country or around the world is very expensive. um, like far more expensive than I think businesses pay to ship them to customers because the volume that they're shipping is so much larger. And so because of that, it makes it to where it's like, well, if I'm going to do giveaways, they need to be local so that I don't have to ship them, or I just need to pay for the shipping. So, yeah, Glenn, surely you can give them away. We can give them away. But one thing that surprises me is like, no one watches if we give them away and that person sells it. So it's a little frustrating to me that I could give them away to somebody who could sell it, but I can't sell it. It's like, why can they make money off of it, but I can't? All that said, I'm super grateful for this opportunity, of course, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to get to review sets and whatnot. But it is a rule that I think is a little. I feel like they could say like after a certain amount of time you can sell them or something, but so. Um, I have used some for giveaways in the past, and I do plan to use some as well for giveaways this year, especially because this year in particular, I'm wanting to pare down more of the sets that we have and make room for some of the other ones that we have now that are new. Okay, this is cool. So this like piece might be one of the blasters that Blastoise holds onto, but you can see that it goes up and down right now. We'll see if it continues to do so. And this is the attachment, the way that it all connected together, and then we can slide it into these two axle holes here. So one thing I was thinking about doing actually with the sets that some of the sets that I want to get rid of, is, donating them to Brick Rodeo for the, um, silent auction, or not the silent auction, for the auction that we do every year, because some of them are fantastic sets, and I mean, I've loved building them. They've been a great experience to get to build myself, so, um, it'd be fun if we could pass that on to somebody who, and then it's also donated to, the Del Children's Hospital, so that's a good use for them potentially. So we'll see. And also our lug does, gifts at the end of the year for based on attendance, and so I've thought about, packaging up some of the sets, um, to donate to the lug, for that part as well. So, but it's all a time-consuming endeavor as well. That's part of the challenge with it too, especially, like, if you're gonna unbuild something, and ideally keep it in the original bags, like, or keep it bagged the way it's supposed to, that can be pretty challenging as well. So, all that said, it sounds like complaints. It's not complaints. I'm thrilled about this. Did you already talk about the otter set Lego announced? We have not. So yay! This is the end of bag 41. Really, really fun, really cute. Was the otter set announced today? Oh my goodness, I feel so behind on these updates. Um, let's see. Oh, sorry. Give me just a second. There's a phone call from the company that is paying or that we paid for our. Let me see if I can read the voicemail. Just a second. Ah, my headphones switched to my phone. Just a second. Sorry. Okay, it looks like they are saying. Let me just text back real quick. Okay, yeah. So they're just saying that we have it scheduled and that we will. Okay, cool. 3 to 4 weeks. No, 3 to 5 weeks. So, can y'all hear me? Did the headphones go back there? I hope they did. The Project Hail Mary was announced yesterday. Yes, it was. Which that was one that none of us knew about at all, which was really fun. I found out actually from Lego's social media announcing it, which was cool. So that's a movie that I'm excited for and a little nervous for. It looks a little spooky to me, but I think it'll be fun. But I was really pleased to see that set announced. So yeah, I don't believe Lego has shown any of the otter stuff yet, but that was from Lego Ideas, so I know people are aware of the set. If there's anything, I think it might have been leaked. If any images have come through yet, I'm not sure. Um, but the designer for that, I got to interview at Fan Media Days, which was really, really cool. So I am excited to share some of that. And that's a set that I don't believe I will be getting for review, but I'm not sure. I actually don't know when it comes out. So I can't remember. But if I get to review it, that'd be fun. But if not, I'll still share information from the interview because that was really cool. So um, the Lego Ideas team has switched quite a bit since or in the last year. I think a lot of people kind of rotated different teams in the last year. And so it was fun to be at Fan Media Days and see people that were on previous teams kind of move over to a different team. And I'm looking forward to seeing what types of sets they are able to build and participate in with their new roles. So Have any of y'all ever wanted to be a Lego designer? Is that something that any of you are actively trying to pursue or interested in trying to pursue? It was something that honestly I don't think I thought I would be capable of doing before. And when we were visiting for fan media days and I was talking to all the designers and everything, I started to think, oh my gosh, how cool would this job be? And started to get really excited about the idea of it. But at the same time, I feel like that's just an idea. It would also require moving across the world. So it would be a huge life change. But there is someone in our lug, one of our buddies who is in college, who is doing an internship with Lego this semester. And he just moved, I want to say like last week or the week before. And I'm so proud of him. I actually did a quick interview with him at our last lug meeting, which was the week before he moved, and I planned to share it on Instagram to introduce him to others and just to brag on him because he's so cool and he's so talented. So I can't wait to hear about his experience um, working for Lego, which is so cool. So um, I think it's just like a 1 semester internship, and then he'll be back to finish college. So I'm curious if that will open the doors for him to get a job there afterward, though. So see. Not really, but having your own set through Lego Ideas would be really cool. Agreed. That is something that I think is a fun wish list item for me. I would love to have a Lego set that I built and designed. So even if that's through the Bricklink Designer Program or if that's through Lego Ideas, that would be something that I would be thrilled to be able to say. So, our good friend Nick from Lego Masters, who unfortunately went home that first week, um, is so talented, and he was the designer behind Twilight. He was the fan designer for the Twilight House, and I needed to catch up with him because the last time we talked, not the last time we talked, but a year ago, I interviewed him on um, YouTube to talk about his experience building and about the release of the set and to review the set. And it was so fun. And the comments or the chat was completely full of Twihards, which are Twilight fans. And they were amazing and so much fun. And it was just such a different chat. But I was so proud of him, and it was before it went on sale. So I did get to see him at Brick Brick Slopes, Colorado. No, Brick Slopes, Utah, last year, and so it was really fun to catch up in person. But I want to hear from him about like how well is it sold, and do you have any sense of like how much longer it's going to keep selling, and uh, do you have any insight and info about if they're going to do another one? So, too much slopes, lol. Too much slopes. um, no, we all love slopes, Cody. We all love slopes. Cody, did you meet Nick last year? Nick and Kendall? I love them so much. They are wonderful. And John and I got so close to them, and we were so disappointed that they got sent home first because they were fantastic. But thankfully, the way the show was filming things, they let them stay for a full week afterward. And so we got to go to a handful of extra dinners with them, which is fun. Not enough time with them. Yeah, they are amazing. They are both so funny and so nice and so talented. Um, Nick has done some incredible builds, and truthfully, Star Wars was just not the right challenge for them. And also the clock and the pressure from the clock just kind of got to them. So, but it's so disappointing because I would love for people to see what he's capable of. And Kendall basically became a Lego builder in order to audition for the show with him, and she is incredibly creative and artistic and interesting. So really, really fun. They're both gems of humans. Really wonderful. So um, I will be going to Kendall's wedding. So excited about that. But yeah, I'd love to hear from Nick about how well it's sold and what his experience has been like since. Maybe I need to do like a recap interview with him. So that'd be fun. Or maybe just call him because he's my friend and just say hi. It could also just be that too, I suppose. So, okay, interesting shapes that we're getting up here across the top with some curves and some notches out of these curved pieces, as curved slips, as well as the tiles. Okay, and now we're getting another thing that goes kind of into, there's this little crevice here, and that's going to have the bottom of this Technic piece. Okay, which this, well, it would be able to move if it weren't in that crevice. So I'm wondering if this is going to stud in all the way. Looks like it might. Cody, have you ever been to Atlanta? Actually, anybody on the stream, have any of you ever been to Brick Fair or Brick Fair Atlanta? Atlanta Brick Company? No. Brick Con? I can't remember what it's called now. Huh. Okay. Actually, well, that's weird. So this is resting on, it actually rests on top of some yellow bricks, these yellow bricks here. So it doesn't allow it to move because of that. But that's not what I thought was going to happen there. I thought it was going to go more seamlessly into the hole and behind it, but that'd be one row behind. Atlanta BrickCon, thank you. You went 3 years ago. Okay, nice. That's one that is also on our list to go to someday. I think it's challenging because it's always at the beginning of the year, and it feels like the end of the year is so chaotic and busy with the holidays that it makes it really challenging to dive into something that early. But I am glad with Brickcentric that it's a little bit later. I know that we can't go this year, but I'm hopeful that they continue so that we can go in a future year. That's this weekend, right? I think Atlanta BrickCon. I'm pretty sure it is. Interesting. Okay, so these are, we're putting in these pins, these Technic pins, but we're not sliding them in yet, which means something is going to slide in behind there. So, presumably. um, Actually, maybe not, because it's already showing to slide them in. Wait, no. Oh, just kidding. Now it's showing that this attaches here. That's how this is going to attach. Okay, cool. Now I'm with it. Okay, so, okay, perfect. So that little hole that we have, this is going to slide over. It goes down, and in between the red beams, and then now these will push in to hold it in place. Okay, cool. So more Technic pieces. This one is, yeah, now set to where it's not going to move. So lots of great builders down there. Yay, fun, fun. Yeah, I every year when we see it, I'm like, oh, I really want to go, but yeah, it's just a quick beginning of the year trip. So, and when is your cruise? When is the cruise happening? I can't remember. November. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember what time it was, but it's at a time that we're traveling at the same time. So, um, that should be fun. Do you have a lot of people signed up already? I have never been on a cruise. You could use more. Okay. Okay, so everybody on the stream, if you want to go on a cruise with a whole bunch of LEGO friends, contact Cody. because there is an afol cruise that's happening this November. Okay, so using some of these larger tan pieces, we're going to make some more of the curved shapes around the sides of the Blastoise's kind of waistband, it looks like. All right, so, okay. And then the finishing details here on these sides, we're using more of the round curved pieces that go all the way around, and then also using that like chipped piece that's like over here on this side, over there as well. 9th through the 13th of November, leaves to Fort Lauderdale and goes to the Bahamas. So fun, so fun. Have you ever done a cruise before? Is that something that you've regularly done, or? Okay, cool. So this is going to slide in here. So you can see the opening on this side. It gets covered up by this little piece as well. So that's going to slide in. It only studs in. Huh, interesting. So it looks like it only studs in here on the very front. Is that right? I think so. And then all the rest of the pieces. Wait. What? Oh, just kidding. That's why I'm missing this piece. I was going to say something is not fitting, and that's because I didn't have this underside piece. There we go. Okay, now this will slide in better. Much better. Okay, cool. Nice shaping there. I love this. It's definitely giving the same style of like um, stomach that I feel like we've seen in like comics for Ninja Turtles and, that kind of thing. It feels like it's the right shaping for sure. So several times, but this will be more Lego related. Oh, of course, yes, for sure. Nice. Um, do y'all have any other trips planned for the year? Any other fun things going on? And did the kids ever come with you to Lego stuff? Or is that just more dad's thing? Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought that they weren't really as involved. Um, all right, I keep wondering as I'm building different pieces that could move if like, oh, is this gonna be those little cannons that are attached? So that's break time. That's fair. That's when dad gets a break. That is totally fair. Well, I'm glad that they support that, which is good. So, or hopefully they do. Okay, so this is going to, how does this? All right, so we have this piece that right now that curves like this. I don't know if it will though once we get it all the way in. You thinking you might go to Chicago and Cascade? Nice, fun. We've not been to either yet, so both are on our wish list to eventually go to. And between the two, Cascade would be this year probably. So we shall see if and when those happen. I'll let you know though. Given that we just spent thousands of dollars on an unexpected purchase, that's also adding to the fun of figuring out if we can go to these different things this year. Okay, this is an interesting way to connect because since they move and flex a little bit, it was hard to get them all secured in there. So, yay, Airbnb! I love that idea, and I love the idea of saving money for these trips. So, I will keep you posted though for sure on that because if you're open to doing an Airbnb, that might be a good option to consider. So, Philip really wants to go with me to Portland whenever we do go. And it's been a trip that we've been talking about for years. And I told him that, I really want to make it work this year if at all possible. Especially because it's like this was still the kind of the year that our season aired, and so I feel like it was a good one to do for that. You did one Cascade last year and it was great. Yay, fun! I have heard really good things for sure. So, but yeah, so it may end up being just me if I'm even able to go. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I would love for him to go with me though too, because it'd be fun to also get a chance to explore the Pacific Northwest. I think part of it is it's like if we go to some Lego conventions this year beyond rodeo, they also probably won't be other trips associated with it like we've done in the past. And it would just be like just for the Lego convention, um, which is a little bit less appealing to Philip because he likes them, but it's not as you're back. Bad phone reception. Well, welcome back. I hope your phone reception is good. Hey, was your Wi-Fi working when you got home the other day? Would you participate in something like an All Stars? Absolutely, 100%. And I know John would for sure. It would be a dream for me to get to do anything Lego Masters again. Like that was so much fun. One thing I would love is if they would invite me back for the Celebrity Brictacular if they do another one, that would be so cool. Although I wouldn't go with John, and so that would be hard and would be a bummer. I would love to do an All Stars though with John. That'd be really cool. I've tried to get Philip to audition for it. We talked about auditioning together, and we were going to initially, but it didn't work out with both of us being away from work at the same time. And so, with his blessing, I asked John, and that's how I ended up going with John. And I'm thrilled. I had a wonderful experience with John, but I would love for Philip to get the experience too because I think he would love it. But he says he won't do it unless it's with me. So I was like, well, unless the show says they can bring me back with him as my partner, and then they need to bring John back as well with a different partner, then I don't know that that's going to happen. So, but yes, I would love for that to happen. So you just get asked to be on my understanding is you just get asked to be on the Celebrity Brictacular if they do it, and I'm sure there's some rhyme and reason to why they choose to ask different people or whatever, but I have no knowledge as to how that works. So Lego Masters, if you're listening, please bring me back. That'd be so much fun. And please convince my husband to go on it too. I think he'd have a good time. So it was a wonderful experience for sure. Okay, so now we're putting the other one on, which something doesn't look right here. That goes like this. Wait a minute. This doesn't work that way. Okay, I built this based on what the instructions is showing. Oh, there we go. Okay. There was just a weird twist. Weird way to twist it. There we go. Okay. Sorry, let me focus on this and then I'll look back at the chat. I see it's moving. There we go. Okay. Ta-da! You didn't realize Brick Rodeo moved back. Yeah, we've moved back a little bit. So, um, yes, thanks, Bev. And agreed, Victor. Yes, bring us more seasons. I know that they're doing a lot of fun with or I know that they've already filmed season 6 is my understanding, and so I'm assuming that we'll get another one this summer, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be in the fall. They were so hush hush and didn't give us any information whatsoever that there's no way to actually know what's going to happen with it, which is a little infuriating. But one thing I'm very excited to see is the Lego Masters social media account has been very active, posting stuff almost daily. So I think that means they are gearing up to have another season. Who knows when that will be, though? So yeah. Oh no, does that mean you can't go? Are you busy during the time that the new Brick Rodeo time frame is? I feel like we would get feedback from a lot of people saying they would come if it weren't on 4th of July weekend. And then we get feedback from people who say, I'm so bummed because I could only come because it was 4th of July weekend. So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know? But yeah, I hope you're able to make it though, because I would love to see you. You do events 1 month before Brick Slopes. Oh, no. To, like, advertise for Brick Slopes and stuff? You think it's the same weekend? Boo! I feel like I remember seeing some things that you do, that it's been you and Susan, for sure at, and probably Brian, but I feel like I remember seeing that. There were, like, some local Utah events. Bummer! Why do you have to run everything? Just kidding, I get it, I get it. Okay, so now we are putting on these interesting pieces. So you can see we got the red, pins in there that make them studs, and then we're using those orange, rubbery bumper ones again, so yeah, we give out flyers. Bummer! Is there someone else who could give out the flyers while you come to Brick Rodeo and hang out with us? I get it if there's not, but we'd love to have you. Okay, and this, because the middle is just a Technic hole, it's not a an axle, it just slides on, so that's interesting. I wonder if those will, what's interesting is they tell us to slide them on now, but there's nothing to hold them in place, so they just fall right off, and I'm sure there will be something to hold it in place soon, but I'm surprised that's not, like, the very next step, so, hmm. 24th of July is a big Utah holiday. Is it? Oh, okay. Brian would be so mad. Yes, he would. Yes, yes, he would. 4th of July works for us as we aren't busy work-wise, and at the end of July is good too. Yeah, it's like the wrong timing. Shoot, that's not fun. Okay, ended up finishing out bag 42 with that though, so we're getting the shell. We've got a lot of the torso, so that's most of what we built, and then these things that spin and fall off right now. And I'm sure they will stud in just a minute. Gonna take some sip of my lunch. Yeah, bag 42 of 65. This set is ridiculous. um, Charizard over here, right there, the opposite side. Well, I can't point. There we go. Charizard was bags, I think, 49 or 50 through 65. So 15 bags just for him. There are 6,800 pieces, almost 6,900 pieces in this set, which is wild. And with 65 bags, that means there's over 100 bags. And yeah, no hand reactions, please. Agreed. Y'all, did this come with a brick separator? I don't think it did this time. Okay, no. I was gonna say, I feel like they keep giving me more brick separators, but I think that was just in there because I was using two just a minute ago. Anyway, yeah, that means there's over 100 parts on average per bag, which is wild. So many parts. Yeah, and the reason that Victor said no hand reactions, please, is because Apple has a stupid feature that when you do certain gestures, it automatically does like balloons, and if you do a thumbs up, it like does celebratory glitter effects and all kinds of silly things like that. And when it did it the other day on accident, the freeze froze, the live stream completely froze, and I had to start all over, and it happened twice that day. And so I have turned that feature off multiple times, but what I learned is it turned itself back on because I'm using an external camera. So it is camera specific the way that that setting is set up versus device specific, which I wish it were, so that I could just tell it, I don't ever want this to happen. But it decided on its own that it does. So it was very funny, and I appreciate that people were able to laugh with me and not be upset about it, and also be patient with me. And what was the coolest thing to me was that all of you joined again when I reset it all up and got it all working again. So that meant the most to me because I was like, great, I just lost my whole community who was here hanging out. So not fun. But no, that wasn't the case. So is that right? This doesn't look right. That's not right. Okay. That's not right. I have had that happen in oh, this is the first time I've gotten this piece. Okay, this is exciting. Let me show you on this so that you can see. We have a normal cheese wedge, and now we have a corner cheese wedge, and there's a concave and a convex version. So I think this is the convex version. Come on, take a look. Why isn't it focusing? There we go. So look at that one on the corner. See how it has like the curve down on both sides? So there's that side, and then if I can catch the light there. So cool, so satisfying. So now you can actually have something that goes all the way around. We had to support you through the trauma that you did. That's true. I really, really appreciate that. That meant a lot. Which actually, it really did mean a lot that you all came back, which was so cool. But yeah, I was like, "No, this is not fun." I was just having a good time with my friends, and I think it was as soon as I was done with Eevee, I was like, "Hey, we're done. Let's move on to the next thing," or something, I can't remember, and I was holding it up to the camera like this, and my camera read peace sign and did I don't know if it was balloons or something, but whatever happened, it froze everything. I was like, "Hey, not cool. I didn't want you to do that." So all right. Oh, I'm loving that we're getting a lot more of these large macaroni pieces. I'm guessing that's for part of the shell. We'll see. We do have. Oh, I didn't bring him out. I was gonna bring out the huge Bowser because he's incredibly cool, and I wanted him out here with these just to see size comparison. And I ended up not bringing him out because he's so big, but the other sets are already so big that it takes up a lot of space out here. But yeah, I love how Bowser's shell is put together using those same pieces. So um, curious if that's the same type of technique that we're going to do here. Cody, what's your favorite set that you've gotten in the last, like either that you got for Christmas time frame or some other time? I'm not sure. In the last bit. Oh, that's why. I use these curved ones. Okay, cool. And same question for everyone. What is your favorite set that you've gotten as of lately? Lots of balloons. Those stupid balloons, which I love balloons, so. Okay, cool. All right. So that's actually really sleek. So you can see that this slopes in, but also you can see how it runs into the black one, which is the cheese wedge piece. That's the like extra special new one that curves down. It's hard to tell because it's black, and it doesn't really want to catch the light all that well, but it looks really nice. So I'm still surprised that these haven't had anything stud them on yet, because they literally just like, oh my gosh, I'm so silly. Just below that is a blue Technic pin. No wonder. Y'all. Okay. So it actually did pin in from the very beginning. I was like, what is wrong with this? No, it's what was wrong with me. I wasn't paying attention to the instructions. Mhm. The Autumn Cottage Garden was really fun to build. You loved everything in it. Awesome. It's beautiful. That was one that we that every time I see it in the store, I think maybe that's one I need to get. So you recently bought the rest of the CMF figures. Yes. So you were missing the alligator and the frog. Those are so cute. They are all so so cute. The CMFs are ones that I list as my number one pick for review. Number one or number two. I want to make sure that I get them every time because we collect them. And this series in particular, I was thrilled with. And what I thought was funny is someone commented on my video showing them off saying, this is the biggest waste and no one's going to buy them whatsoever. Like, blah, blah, blah. A huge rant about how everyone hates the animal costumes. And I was like, if you look at the fact that this has hundreds of likes and lots of comments of people saying, oh my God, so cute, I think you might be wrong. I think that might be your opinion, which you're allowed to have, but I'm pretty sure you're wrong. Lots of people really, really want these. So, but they're adorable. Gonna go get your toes done red, just like my hands. Yeah. Love it. Have fun. Enjoy the spa day. Wish I could join you. You're on your way to pick up Luna's house. Fun. That's cool. From the store or from, I'm guessing from the store because I think that's a newer one, right? The animal costumes are your favorite in the CMF line. Same. Honestly, every time a new series comes out that's just the general series, the ones I'm most excited for almost always are the animal costume ones. So, yeah, I just thought it was like such a funny comment from this random angry person online whom I don't know. And I just thought it was so funny that they were like trying to speak on everyone's behalf, saying, no one wants these. And I'm like, y'all, take a look at the comments. Take a look at the room. Read the room. The room is telling you something totally different, my friend. That is one thing that's interesting about being a Lego ambassador is when people are mad about Lego things, sometimes they'll yell at me. Like, okay, thanks for yelling. Or not really thanks for yelling. Please don't yell. And also, like, can we have a simple conversation? Like, I'm happy to pass on the feedback, and that's part of my role for sure, and I'm going to, but like, are you okay? Because it seems like you're not okay. It seems like you're really not doing so swell if this is making you this angry. So sometimes, some people, y'all. All right, this is fun. Okay, so we're getting, I think these will be, let me take a look. These are his arms, it looks like. So, which of the animal costume figures from this series was your favorite? That was a hard thing to answer for me because I love them all so much. But I definitely came to a favorite, so I'm curious to know yours. And I'll share mine as well. Let's see. All right, so I'm glad that we're getting some good stability here because they're using two of the ball joints on this part that's for the arm. It's not zooming, there we go. And so that'll keep it really strong. The Dalmatian and the lion, nice, good stuff. Anybody else have other favorites? I went back and forth on my favorites many, many times, but that's because they're all just so adorable. It's a really great series this time. You liked the fish? Yes, the goldfish kid and the monkey for sure. The goldfish sculpt of the head and kind of tail. That was my favorite, like new part for it, for sure. I thought that was really well done. And then my favorite ended up being the frog. I loved that he was blowing bubbles, and I loved the expression on the face. And then the parrot. I thought it was really fun the way they did the yeah. Oh, hey, Missy and I have the same agreement. Good stuff. The goldfish is super cute. Agreed. Yeah, it was. They just did such a good job with all of them. So I was thrilled to get to see the wave at Fan Media Days and interview the team that was there to talk about them. They were so fun. These two guys that were there to do them, and it was funny because I went in with. I partnered up with Dan of Two Gay Aples, and he and I did the interview together. And so I came in and sat down, and we were waiting on one other person who was partnering up with us for the interview. And he said, or the guys who were waiting said, "Oh, we're just waiting on Brady." And I was like, "Oh, Brady Jenner Bricks." So that's me. I'm Justin. And he said, "Oh, I thought you were Two Gay Aples." And we laughed because we were like, "Well, we are two gay AFOLs, but he is representing two gay AFOLs as the Instagram account, and I am a separate person with a separate account." So we got a good giggle out of it. But they were a really nice duo, and they were really smart and fun and friendly, and gave us some good insights into kind of how the whole process works with designing the minifigure series and stuff. So I'll have to go back through and see if there's any content in there that I can edit into a video with y'all because it was really fun. Yeah, technically they weren't wrong. They weren't. Yeah, we laughed so hard about it. We were like, "This is silly, silly, silly." You're not wrong because we are, but not the way that this is listed. So It's like, also, please don't tell people that I was late or not there because I was there, I promise. But yeah, that was a really fun part of the experience. And it was just so different than the other interviews that we had too, because we were talking basically to people who were just focused on minifigs and minifig storytelling and how that's just different than the designers of sets, right? Okay, so those slide on, and that gives us kind of the like up to the shoulder part of the arms. If y'all don't know Dan, he is fantastic. They are Simon and Dan together, the couple that run Two Gay AFOLs, but Dan is typically the voice that you see behind the account. And yeah, they're really wonderful. We got to have dinner with them in London a couple years ago, which was really fun. It was the first time that we met in person, but we'd been friends online for a very long time. So it was great to finally connect in person and have a good time. And Dan asked Simon to find a place to eat where they could bring Minnie, their dog, because they wanted to introduce us to Minnie. And he found a dog friendly place and was like, okay, here it is, and sent it to us. And we looked it up, and it was a vegan pizza restaurant. So we're like, oh, are you all vegan? And Dan panicked because he thought maybe we were vegan and they chose some place that wasn't, and was like, no, are y'all? And I was like, no, we can go to this vegan restaurant though if you want to. And so we went to a vegan restaurant. It was okay. It wasn't really any of our style of food, I don't think, all that much. Philip ate it, which was good. But yeah, we giggled about that later. Like, oh, yeah, no, none of us needed the vegan food. So, um, all right. So we're getting some very large hands here for our buddy. And this doesn't seem to match up the way I wanted to. So let me see if that's wrong. I think that is wrong. There's this gap here that doesn't seem to be right to me. So I'm not exactly sure. I feel like that gap shouldn't be there. So let's. Oh, I see why. Okay. Let me go back a step. I think I added one thing in that I wasn't supposed to add. How does that work? Sorry, I have to focus on this for just a second as I figure this one out. That all looks right, but okay, so the instruction book makes it look like they are closer in distance here, but I don't think they are. Yeah, I think that gap is meant to be. That's really interesting. I don't love that so much. Okay, well, there we have it. There's another thing that I'm not thrilled about with this set. Not a ton of things. I do think that it's a very well done set so far, but that does surprise me a little bit. I feel like that's something that they could have solved for, because this will be the spam risk. This will be the outside of his hand. So yeah, it doesn't look very clean to me. What do y'all think? Do you agree, or do you think that it's fine? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, well, all right, now this is going to attach on to this arm. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just, to me, this doesn't look right. This looks like there's that extra gap that's not supposed to be there. But maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Okay, and I already did this other shoulder because it's just a mirror image of this one. So let's get past that. And now we'll do this other hand. See. Oh, wow, you got far in the build. Yeah. Just hopping on. Work has been a struggle today. Boo. Now time to de-stress and watch a build. Yay. Well, I'm glad that you could join now. And I hope that it is not stressful. I would hate for my feed to be super stressful for you. So yes, welcome. Have a seat. Have some tea. Let's see. So yeah, I want your feedback on this though, if you all agree with me that this is not right, the way this build or this portion of the build goes. So let me build this other hand and then I'll show you again up close and we can see what we think. Um, I'm wondering if the instructions for the other hand show me something different that like maybe I missed that shows that covering up, but I don't think so. It looks like it's just going to keep sticking out further than I want it to. So, and this is another one of those situations where there's a different color that's showing through because there aren't clips in this really beautiful blue color. And so because those clips don't exist, they had to use a light aqua clip and it's more visible because of this gap that's in here. So, not quite sure why. Yeah, it's showing the same thing. Like it can't move over that far because if it did, it would bump into the other piece that's there. It has to be here, and it can't be centered in between because there's just not enough room. So it's always going to have that gap. I don't love that. It also is, I guess that's like the beginning of the hand because it's like this is the elbow where the big round piece is. And it doesn't pivot there like a normal wrist would. But maybe that's why there's a gap. Maybe that gap is intentional so that it looks like it gets smaller into the hand. Yeah, I don't know. That is something that kind of baffles me a little bit. It feels not perfect. So here's the final look of those arms, and you can see that gap at the front. And you know what? Another thing that might help with the gap is if this bracket that's in here that is dark bluish gray, if that were the same color of blue, that might help too. That might improve upon it. I don't know. Probably overthinking it a little bit, but Okay, let me have more of my smoothie. I rarely take this long to eat lunch or drink lunch. um, Philip is usually like, "Holy cow, you're already done." But okay, Hector, I caught a flamingo, so now I have one finally. All right, so it is the same type of technique that we use with Bowser for the shell. That's cool. So we're using all of these large macaroni pieces with some large round, not cones, cylinder pieces, round bricks. And that connects it so that it creates that beautiful, like perfect shell type vibe. So, um, so yeah, to give you a sense, like it's coming together to where it's a really nice curved shell look to it. So, all right. Yeah, it is only 3:30 and we still have bags 44 through 49, so we're definitely not done with Blastoise, but I'm pretty impressed with how fast we've been able to get through this. So thanks all for keeping me company while we do this. Let's see, okay, and now we do the other side. Okay. And then this one will go on like so. That's cool. Looks good. If anybody has built the If anybody has built the Bowser, this should look familiar. So, oh, awesome! I've noticed them a lot yesterday. You just got yours too. Nice, good stuff. Yeah, I was excited because I hadn't gotten any, and yesterday during lunchtime, when it said, "Oh, I got a notification from the app saying they're everywhere right now." I was like, "Well, that's cool, but I'm talking to someone about replacing our garage, so I don't have time to go catch Pokemon right now." So, but last night I went for a walk after streaming, and there were a bunch on the walk. So I really love how the game is encouraging me to be active and just to take a walk. I love doing walks in general, but that's been like a fun added bonus from it. Okay, y'all, look at this. This is pretty cool. So this is the very end of the shell, but there's going to be more that's all kind of filling in these gaps. But I love this rounded technique, and it's really something that I loved with Bowser too. So I'm glad to see it repeated here because I think why don't break it if it's don't fix it if it's not broken. Yes, if that's what that means. Yes. All right, bag 44. We are flying through this water Pokemon build. The last one that I will be building is Venusaur, and that actually has the most pieces. So I think that one's going to take a long time to get through. Although I think he's going to be smaller than Pikachu. That build was so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. You can see him over this shoulder right here, peeking out. And then you can see Eevee. But yeah, he is enormous. And Charizard is quite large too, but yeah, I was not expecting Pikachu to be that big. In Pokemon Go, beyond like battling at gyms and battling in the app where you can just like start a battle with a random person or whatever, and catching Pokemon and spinning Pokestops, are there other things that I'm supposed to be doing or that I could do? Like I was trying to evolve um, an Eevee, and it said that I have to complete a challenge with it. And I couldn't figure out like what challenges it was wanting me to complete. So like I tried um, battling with it, and it didn't make any changes. I tried walking around with it, and that didn't seem to do any changes as well. So it's like, what is happening? Like, what am I missing? I am curious to know what the use of the app is in comparison to before it came out as Lego sets versus after, and both getting people to start playing again versus brand new players like myself. Like it'll be really interesting to find out how much this actually spiked a resurgence in it. I'm guessing it's having quite an impact. So, curious for any of y'all that have played, have you gotten more into it because of the news about Lego, or has it stayed pretty much the same for you? Okay, interesting math here. So we use brackets sideways at the bottom, and then we use a snot brick to attach these other pieces that have the snot brick on top. But then this piece slides in and fits perfectly with those studs. So it's a nice example of switching stud direction, but knowing the Lego math behind it is important. So, and I love this blue. This is a great parts pack just for the blue, given that I feel like this color is not as prevalent in a lot of Lego sets. Um, and usually it's like pretty minimal. I feel like usually the sets that I've gotten that have a ton of light aqua, and this is like an accent color almost. So I'm glad that this set is full of it because that means we'll probably get some new print colors. I'm not sure which ones would be new. That's something I always love to look at is new elementary, since they always share all that information. That tends to be really helpful for me to find out. But yeah, we'll see. Whenever it says complete a task with a Pokemon, it has to be your buddy, and then you do the task, it says, and then the task will get progress. I had it as my buddy, and I couldn't tell what the task was. And I looked online and people said to click on something that would tell you what the task was, but that feature wasn't available to me anywhere that I looked in the app. So I wondered if that was like an outdated feature that doesn't exist anymore, or if it like automatically shows somewhere. But right above the Pokemon at the bottom, when he was my buddy, it said walk with Eevee, um, and it said 3 candy, and 5 meters. And so I walked more than 5 meters and it gave me the 3 candy. So I was like, is that completing the task? But then it still wouldn't let me evolve it. So was that what you mean? Or is there somewhere else? Or is there a way to find out the task that I'm supposed to do? Um, but yeah, I followed all those steps that you said, and it's not working. Please help me, trainer. One of my 3 official, unofficial trainers, all on the stream today and all week, which is great. Okay, so we built out some more interesting shapes. These are going to attach on the sides. Also reversing stud direction once again. That's using those brackets. Okay, cool. So interesting rounded like shape that we have here. Wondering if these are going to be parts of the legs, maybe. And then we're getting this piece, which I love. I remember when this first came out, the first time I ever got to build it was when I was building the review of the Orient Express, which is a phenomenal build. I loved building that, and it's been on display on our board game shelf, our board game furniture, ever since, because there's no other place in the house that it will fit because it's enormous. But it is really beautiful. And we got it for review right before Christmas time. And so we put lights and garlands with it, and it just looks so good. I told Philip, let's just pretend it's the Polar Express, and then there's no reason to put it up. So, okay, interesting shape that this makes once we clip it all together. It's almost like a large tooth. Yeah, I feel like this blue is usually like a accent color. So after the live build, send us screenshots and we will try to help. Thank you. Will do for sure. I will. Yes. Very important information. Otherwise, I can't play the game. Philip is like, I don't understand the appeal. He doesn't get it, and that's okay. He doesn't have to. Although I would like him to. I would love if there were like we share a lot of hobbies for sure, which is fun. But there are some that like he'll never get into, which is also perfectly fine. I'm trying to think if there are hobbies of his that I don't get into, and I'm trying to think through maybe watching horror movies would be one, I guess. But otherwise, all the things he likes to do, I also like to do, which is fun. So, oh, okay, yeah. So this is one of the big like claw toenail type pieces. So. And then we get some smaller ones to the side, the left and right of it. So yeah, we're building out the feet. If it's an Eevee, there are different tasks to do to trigger an evolution. To get Espion Umbreon, you walk 10 kilometers as your buddy and evolve it in the day from one evolution and night for the other. Oh, interesting. To get Sylveon, you need to get like 70 hearts as a buddy and then it can evolve. So I think I got Sylveon. I think that one was the one I got yesterday. And I think I changed the name. So I've been doing the thing where you change the name. Actually, let me just look real quick since we're doing this. Okay. I'll open it up and I'll tell you what it says. Because I've had it as my buddy ever since. I named it Kira. Right? Is that what I named this one? How do I tell what it's named? It doesn't tell me as my buddy. I think I have to go into my Pokemon list. Yeah, I named it Kira. And when I scroll through, it says evolve, and the evolve is pink. And when I click on it, it says finish a challenge with this buddy. It says I've walked 7.4 kilometers total with this one. And I battled a few times with it. But yeah, then when I'm in the buddy section that shows which my buddies are, it just shows walk with your buddy for getting Eevee candy. So that's my update for y'all. I'll send you screenshots later. So I'm not sure which one that one becomes, with it being Kira is the name. But yeah, I saw somewhere someone had listed all the names that you can name them to get them to evolve. Anyway, there's so much like deep lore and things to understand with this game that I don't understand. That it takes a little bit to figure some of this out. Okay, so we have 3 of the toenails. Are we calling these toenails claws? The name trick only works 1 time for each name trick. Yes, and this is the first time I tried with this name, so I'm trying to finish all 8, and I have 5 of the 8 right now, which 3 of them I just evolved an Eevee and it became that, and then the other 2 I did with the name thing, I think, or maybe 4 of them it did. Anyway, something like that. But yeah, so we got the claws. This is pretty cool. Anyhow, what I love is that there are people on this stream who are like, I don't care about Pokemon. I just like the Lego. So, do you have enough candy? I thought so. No. There we have it. That's why. I didn't realize that. I must have run out. Okay, now I know. Thank you. Solved. Crisis averted. I'll have to go for more walks to get it more candies. Maybe that's why it's telling me to go for walks, though. Okay. Also, this one was Dynamax, I think, when I caught it. So it's like a super strong one. Seems to have like some kind of special abilities. Also, to my mother and father-in-law, I now am playing Pokemon. Surprise! See how long it lasts. I'm enjoying it so far. Philip doesn't like it. He thinks it's weird. It's just because he doesn't understand it. So he's not a huge like he's not what I would consider a gamer. He will play games with me. He'll play like board games with me sometimes, but he just doesn't really get into games as much. And so he supports and understands that that's something I like to do, but it's just not his jam. Which again, is perfectly fine. So, although sometimes I'm like, it would be really fun to play like Mario Kart with him. So, which he'll do sometimes, but not too frequently. So that is part of the fun of it being on Nintendo Switch and it now allowing you to do to like play with people online. So oh no, another hobby. Exactly. That's the issue. That's really what it is he's like, oh gosh, please don't make this be another large collection. So some of my past hobbies that I dive deep into when I get into a hobby are paper crafting, and just crafting in general. And so I have so many craft supplies, and basically our guest bedroom is a craft room, because it's so full of stuff. And so that's just a reality that it's chock full of things, and he enjoys doing some of the crafting with me, but it just the volume of stuff that we have makes it really hard to have that room ever clean or organized. And so, does he play Fortnite? Nope. Or Animal Crossing? Nope. None of those. Literally just me by myself on my Switch. So he bought me the Switch for Christmas that year. and I'm so grateful he did, and he knows obviously how much I love it. And this year he bought me the Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 games. And so he's obviously like supportive of me getting games and investing in them and that kind of thing, but he's not interested. So not his jam. So yeah, if you all ever come to Austin, the three of us can play games and he can just hang out and talk with us. So but yeah, we'll do board game nights sometimes. Our church does a board game event for what we jokingly refer to as our young adults group because we're all much older than young adults now. And so game night is always a lot of fun, and he goes to those and enjoys them while we're there. Um, so he will participate, but yeah, it's just not typically his jam. Okay, this is a lot of intense building just for a leg. Goodness. I think this guy's going to be pretty large for sure. So you can see it's coming together. We've got some snot building techniques, of course. I feel like that's all I'm saying over and over again, but it's very true. Hanging and gaming. That's right. That's right, Glenn. Glenn, are you a Nintendo Switch player? Actually, everybody else on the feed, does anybody else ever play games on Nintendo Switch or? He did not skip leg day. No, not at all. He is the awe of every gym bro with these legs. Okay, so we're getting these curved pieces. Once we put it all together, that's going to round out part of the legs. So it looks like the back of the calf and then the side of the leg. Yeah, nice muscles, buddy. Okay, and then the front is going to be a little bit different because it has a different angle to it. One of the games that Philip got me when he got me the Switch is The Grinch, and it's cheesy and fun, and it tells the whole story of the Grinch who stole Christmas. But he played that with me a lot when we first got it, and we got through probably 2/3 of the game last year, and so then this year I pulled it out to play again, and he played like one round with me, and then he was done. I was like, "How are you done? I need to finish it." You love games. You have played all the Niantic games, but not in quite some time now. You love board and card games, but not so much TCG style, the like the card games. That's fair. Yeah, Philip and I both don't really do many like TCG style games. I like games that you buy and it's the full game, as opposed to ones that you have to keep adding on and adding on and adding on. And part of that is I know that if I ever get hooked on any of those games, it will be an obsession that will be impossible to fulfill, and will become a massive collection. So that's my own, like, I know my limits, so I keep myself and check there. Hi, Sisu! Yay! We're collecting good stuff. Fun. We are building Blastoise. And this is how far we are so far. I skipped past all of the stand part of the build so that we could build just the Pokemon today on the feed, because that's what I've been doing most of the week. And I just enjoy the visual of the whole character better than just doing the mounted parts. So TCG Pokemon, MTG, etc. Yeah, all of those. Same. Bowser set Blastoise up for success. Agreed, for real. Hi, Miko. I'm thrilled to see how they've taken some of those same build concepts from Bowser and applied them here. Okay, this is really sleek. So there is a hinge here, and you can see this little angle here is very unique. And when you push that down, it fits perfectly. So that's a very nice, solid view. And then here on the back, we finish off the foot with this back claw type piece. Like that. So here's the final foot. Looks like this would be the right foot, and we will put it on using this piece here into this cup. And now we can twist that around. Oh, just what I expected would happen is this part fell off. So that is going to happen over and over again with this character. But we have one leg. We're going to have to lay him down now because he can't balance on one leg, I don't think. He's a little too heavy for that. Let's move on to bag 45 and build another leg, though. You were never a gamer growing up. Your parents were very strict about how much you could play. Only played Guitar Hero and Kingdom Hearts. Only on weekends with your sister. Interesting. I grew up in a very strict household that had certain rules on different things too. And gaming was, we had a Nintendo growing up, like an old school one. And then my younger brother, who's 10 years younger, when he got to be of age to start gaming, that's when the Nintendo 64 came out. So they got him one of those. So I kind of went through two phases of gaming. One was the original Nintendo phase, and then one was the Nintendo 64 phase with my younger brother a little bit. Had so much fun with it, and then I just kind of lost it. It just wasn't really something that I continued doing. That said, my family is a board game family. So, like every gathering that we ever had, it was always spending most of the time playing board games together. And the same still happens anytime I visit my brother and his family. They still kind of keep that tradition up for them. So whenever we visit them, we get to experience that, which is great. And it's literally for days and days and days. Like it will be forever, which is so much fun. I love that. I could play games for all hours of every day. And I love that my in-laws really enjoy playing games too, because we get to play with them a decent amount, which is nice. So um, but yeah, we don't really have people over to play games all that often, and that's something that I think we could do. Just like having one or two people over. I think the challenge is usually we do have a lot of events and activities that happen all the time that we're involved in, and so oftentimes it's like there's just a lot going on, so it's hard to find time to fit really anything in sometimes. So. During COVID, when you got your Switch, you got into Disney Dreamlight, Fortnite, and the LEGO games. Fun. I love the LEGO games that I've gotten to play. I was kind of working pretty diligently on them, and then lost it a little bit when I got way into Animal Crossing, which that was what Philip got me the Switch for, was Animal Crossing. And so that has been something from the very beginning for me. But that one became my biggest obsession. I was loving it. And then I got into Fortnite, I'm not sure when, sometime during the year, and have really enjoyed that. It's a lot of fun. And I kind of bounce between Fortnite, Galaxy, the Mario Galaxy, and Animal Crossing right now. I don't really have bandwidth in my brain to introduce another game at this point. So, um, yay! Zizu, how's your week been? And are you a Pokemon fan? It's been fun to chat about Pokemon all week and learn about different people's backgrounds and experiences with it and build these amazing sculpted builds. This is my favorite style of building Lego. You did play all the heck out of WoW for a while, World of Warcraft, yes. Racked up over a year of played. Wow, that's a lot of time. Um, I never got into that. It just was not on my radar. When I was a kid, there was one game that I remember playing that I don't know, I might have gotten it for a birthday gift or something, but it was called Myst, MYST. And it was a mystery game that you kind of had to figure out and solve. And it was one that you just spend hours upon hours upon hours and you get completely lost in the game. And I loved it. And it was really creepy. And that was fun and eerie and freaked me out a little bit. But I loved that aspect. It was like my version of a scary movie because it wasn't really all that scary, but it still made me nervous. Mist was so revolutionary back in the day, right? It really was. It really was. Zizu says, understood. I have limited time for games too. I mostly make time for Zelda games, but a few other random games. Nice. I was interested in the Zelda, not Tears of the Kingdom, the one where they look really cute, where they look kind of Animal Crossing like almost. And truthfully, I think that the reason I was drawn to it was the animation style. I thought it was adorable. And I haven't actually invested in it yet. It's been on my list of games that I think I would enjoy, but I put that on my Christmas list, and Philip got me the Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy instead, which I also had on my Christmas list too. So that's the one he picked for me. And I've really enjoyed it. So now that I'm in that, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't need another game right now. I'm good. I've got Fortnite, Animal Crossing, and Galaxy, so plenty to keep me company and keep me busy in the games. But and then also my in-laws got me a new set of controllers for um, my Switch, which is fun. And so they are like the bold colors of like dark pink and dark green. It's going well, thanks. Yay. Discovered that grades aren't due Monday, but has been extended to Tuesday. Yay, good. So you get to have a little bit of a break. Yeah, Mario Galaxy is amazing. I am obsessing over it. It's so fun and so different than the Mario games I played growing up. So I'm really loving how unique it is. So that's been really cool. And I think Philip enjoys watching it. Like, I think that's been something that he's had a little bit of fun watching me play. So, how does this go on? Why is this not fitting right? There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so repeat of the last one, of course. So it's going to be the mirror image of the leg. But yeah, they got me the new controllers, and last year Philip got me new controllers, I think for my birthday, that were pastel colored. So I had a pastel pink and pastel green, and I just switched it so that I was using the bright, vibrant, bold ones since I got them for Christmas from my in-laws, but I just switched it so that it's the pastel pink with the like vibrant pink ones for Valentine's Day month. So you played Miss briefly, but got stymied by one of the puzzles early, and yeah, I loved it so much. I really had a good time. Are you excited for the new Mario movie? Yes, I think it's gonna be fun. I actually really enjoyed the Mario movie. Which Zelda game would that be? Link's Awakening, maybe that, or Wind Waker. Both have adorable visual style. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up and see and get back to you. So, but it's a really cute visual style of the game. All right, I'm now just on autopilot building the parts that I know are coming up, but I need to actually be looking at the instructions because I find when I do that without streaming, I can do it, but not with streaming. So more feet or more claws for the feet. Let's see. I was thinking my Switch was over here so I could show you, but it's not. Let me look up Zelda games and see. Zelda Switch games. Let me do pictures so I can see the styles. Link's Awakening is one of them, and then there's another one, Echoes of Wisdom. Those two are the ones that I thought were really cute. The visual style is just adorable to me. So, but yeah, that actually I didn't play Zelda growing up. That was another series that we just never got into, and I don't know if that was like a rule that my family had or if it was just something that we didn't buy. It wouldn't surprise me if it was related to a rule, but I'm not sure. So that's yeah, because of that, I don't have the same kind of nostalgic feel around it, but I do love the visual style of it, and I do enjoy games that are journeys that you have to kind of invest in and move along as you go through. So the Lego games that we've played, I've enjoyed, but I've fallen off of. I haven't stayed as connected to. So I have the Star Wars saga. I got Jurassic World, which is the whole Jurassic series. And Philip and I had a lot of fun playing it at first, but then just felt like we were trapped in an area that we couldn't figure out what to do next and just got stuck running in circles and not figuring out how to advance in the game. And so we both got kind of bored with it. Echoes of Wisdom, yes, you just started that one. Agreed, love that style. The gameplay is very different but fun. Nice. Can you tell me a little bit about the gameplay? Because I'm curious to know what your experience is with it and why you enjoy it. And that might help inform whether or not I keep that on my wish list. Yeah, I just think they're really beautiful. So, and also one of those two, I think it's Echoes of Wisdom, is the one where you're actually playing as um, Zelda instead of as Link, right? Is that right? Because that was something that also drew me to the game a little bit. But it was fun that you're switching approaches. I'm loving all the tie-in that Lego has with games so far, and how that continues to expand and grow over time. That's been really fun, and it's been neat to then kind of get back into gaming around the same time frame as that too. So really enjoyed that. All right, so I want to show you on the last leg. There was that unique angle that we saw for the front of the leg that attached in a really cool way, and I want to show you how we get that angle. So first, we start with a plate that has two of these rounded D-shape bits, and then of course, just like you'd expect, then we get one of the uh, angled, what do we call these? Hinges that hinges down. But it hinges down at a slight angle because it bumps up against those bumps. So it's different than like what I've seen before where you put a cheese wedge underneath. Instead, we're using the D-shaped ones, and that gives a very unique angle that's it's just slightly angled. It's not like significantly angled. But I like that approach. It creates a different finished effect to it. So that's the starting point, and then once you get that top portion is when you attach the other things to it. So, and we're getting more of these cheese wedges that are the long ones in this beautiful blue. So that's cool. Love to see that there. Also getting the snot brick that I call the Brick's Head snot brick in that same blue. I love this one. It's such a nice color, very soothing color to me. Yay, you play as Princess Zelda. Finally, instead of fighting traditionally, Zelda collects echoes. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. She casts spells of echoes of collected monsters and things she has collected to fight for her. That's really cool. Um, in uh, in your opinion, do you have to have any knowledge of Zelda and Legend of Zelda in order to play and understand it, or is it something that you can just kind of pick up that would be a good introduction to Zelda for somebody who is new to that whole franchise? Also, thanks for being my sounding box here and giving me a sense of what to expect here. So, fair amount of strategy to choose which echoes to use against enemies based on their weaknesses. Nice. That's cool. It sounds like fun. The Grinch game is like one of the easiest, and there's not much strategy to it at all. But I really enjoy it because it's very mindless. And what is fun is like it's something that I can like lean into, and it's mindless for that little bit of time. But eventually, it gets boring. You know, you need a little bit more than that. So I like that there's other things that I can occupy my time with that have a lot more strategy and excitement and thought that go into them. I don't think I could play multiple games that have that all at the same time. I would probably kind of want to do one at a time. But one thing that's funny is the other day I was playing Fortnite, And as you know, Fortnite is, pretty violent and very different than Animal Crossing, if you compare the two. And I finished playing Fortnite for a little bit and switched over to Animal Crossing. And I found that like my anxiety was ramped up from playing Fortnite, and that like my go-to was like trying to watch out for like anybody coming around a corner. And I was like, wait, this is a totally different game. I don't need to be stressed right now. So, okay, so now here we go. We put this one on the top and turn the clip up at first. And that way we can attach this last leg that gives that really cool angle. For a newcomer, the problem is that finding enemy weakness. Okay, veteran players will recognize certain enemies and their weaknesses. Okay, that's fair, but newcomers should be able to figure it out also. Nice. So maybe what I should start with if I were to go through that is the other one that's the same type of visual style where you play as Link. And that might actually get me to better understand. I don't know. Thoughts on that? Or maybe I could just dive into this one. I don't know. It's not going to happen anytime soon because I'm going to be busy with Galaxy for a long time. So, but I do like kind of getting a sense for, would I enjoy this game? Is it worth $60? Because not every game is worth the money, probably. So, isn't it? It's a very soothing blue. I really love this color. All right. So, oh, I forgot. On this leg as well. Oh, no, wait, on this leg. There's the missing piece. See if I can put it on while it's already attached. There's this little triangle tile that closes off an open gap and makes it look smoother. Perfect, much better. So you can see it looks nicer. It's hiding right there. Okay, so now we have this foot, and this attaches up top. So you put that up here, and then when we curve it down, you can see it matches perfectly with that angle, which is so nice. So then this will attach here, and I will put on the back part of the foot, which fell off of the last one, and is probably going to fall off of this one too. And that's okay. All right, it's 4:04, y'all. We're making good progress. Oh, I did this backwards. Let me flip this. So it's important when you're putting this one on that you have the one that has the hole on top. So that one that's 2 plates tall, because that hole is what connects to the middle of the back of this piece. All right, done with bag 45. So we've got 3 bags left. 1, 2. We have 4 bags left, 46, 47, 48, and 49. But now he can stand. Let me show you. So that's pretty cool. The weight is not as weighty as Pikachu. I think that's going to be the truth for all of them. Still pretty hefty, but I think, it's going to be able to stand on its own pretty easily, which is good. So. Oops. Here we go. Okay. Let's keep going. Bag 46. My goal is to finish all of Blastoise today. We'll see. But that's what I'm hoping for. So if you're down, I'll keep streaming until I'm done. Unless it gets to be pretty hard. Let's see. Definitely play Link's Awakening. Might even be the favorite blue of either Flynn or Richard. Nice! I love them so much. Definitely play Link's Awakening first. So good, relatively short compared to some of the others. Very similar to the Super NES and the OG Nintendo game. If you get stuck in a dungeon, by all means, look up a playthrough or switch over to Echoes of Wisdom for change. Cool. I didn't get into Pokemon really, but I love the character designs. Same. I didn't at first, and now I'm really enjoying it. So it's newer to me, but it's something that is a lot of fun. I don't anticipate that it's going to be something that's going to be like a forever obsession for me, but it will be something that I think I'll play from time to time. Although I tend to get really excited about games and get hooked in on them for a while, so we'll see how long this lasts. But I'm loving the brick sculpting of these characters, except for these little pieces that keep coming off. So I'm going to keep them off for now. Loving the brick sculpting of these characters, and I'm loving how much I've learned about the lore of Pokemon and how it all works. Um, Actually, I think it's probably a lie that I'm going to fall off. I think it's something that I could see myself playing for a very long time. I just don't know that I'm going to play at the same level of um, amount of time as I am right now. So, and part of that is, I'm sure, just the excitement of like, oh my gosh, I'm learning all about these characters and things. So, also, the more friends I have on the game, I'm sure that will also affect and impact how much I want to play the game. Which I found out a bunch of people in Tech Slug play, so we'll be connecting soon. Ooh, and I bought Wicked Wall art over Christmas. Yay! So fun. You were going to love it. It is so good. Such a beautiful set. Beautiful, beautiful set. Mine is in the Lego room on display with all my Wicked stuff together. So um, the only piece that we've kept out is the Playwell, which is basically like our art piece for the dining room. So, and soon I'll have, not soon, this year, I'll be working on another one, which I'm very excited about. I just need to get around to starting it. Okay, so we're getting more of this really great technique to create the beautiful shell kind of lining, if you will. It's a really nice, solid technique that was borrowed pretty effectively from Bowser. Okay, so this is going to go like this on the underside here. And it's really simple. You just use those axles with it, but I'm loving the shape it makes. It's just perfect. It'll be so fun once we fill in all the rest of the gaps of the shell. Okay. So I wonder what's next. Maybe that's what is next. We'll see. So last night we talked about dinner and dinner options and how I love Asian food and how usually when Philip's out of work type thing, I run and treat myself to some Asian food because it's one of my favorites and it's not his favorite. So like to make good use of those times. I went to a place that's real close nearby. I called Tan Mai. It's a delicious Vietnamese place, and I tried a different type of noodle soup. So this time I tried an egg noodle soup. It was really good. And I do not know how to pronounce it whatsoever, but I did write it down so I know how to reorder it. So I love having that place so close. It's great if I ever want um, a quick Asian food fix, and they're super fast too. So, but while I was looking for places, I was going to go to another place called Three Georges that also has, or Three Gorges. I think is how it's pronounced. Anyway, it's another Asian food restaurant nearby. And I was on the wait list for a very long time and I was just getting hungry. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to move on and go to Tan Mai because it's easy and on the way home. But that's why I decided to try something new there. And while I was waiting on that wait list for that place, I went next door to a place that was new to me called Pixel Palace. Or no, Pixel, can't remember, Pixel something. And it was a whole bunch of people playing, I think, Magic the Gathering, which I've never really played. But they also had lots of Pokemon stuff, and they had a couple Nintendo Switch games and some Amiibo. So I was looking at their stuff, which was fun. But it was nice to check out a new place. So, all right. We're getting a tail. And the tail clips on down here. Yep, that's it. Interesting how low it clips on. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was going to clip on a little bit higher, but there's not really any room for it to clip on any higher. The Wicked Wall art is definitely one I would recommend from that series, and then also I would recommend the bookends. Those 2 were both fantastic builds, and of the Friends style, mini doll sets, I would recommend the, um, gorgeous Munchkin, house. That one was just incredible. So, I got an extra copy of it because I did the Lego Wicked project. And so I already had a built version that they mailed me, which was weird. And so I built the mirror image version of the cottage, which is a really fun way to go through the build process for it. So, and it gives me 2 of them then, so I can have them on display side by side. But I had planned to incorporate it into our winter village, and then ended up not really having enough room with the other things that we were incorporating. So it stayed in the Lego room, but that's a really gorgeous build. Dave did a fantastic job with it. Dave is from Lego Masters Brick Lettuce, if you're familiar with him on Instagram. Okay, so now we're getting parts of the shell, and I like that we're getting it in these shapes that have the angled wedge pieces on the side, but then it still keeps the rounded feature on top. And I think that's going to give that same type of texture that we're used to seeing with turtles, where we see all those different shapes kind of colliding. So it clips on and then it angles down, and that creates a nice little shape kind of rounded around it. I think this is going to be really pretty. Looks like we're going to build a very similar one, probably for the top part of it. And then the sides, I'm curious on how those will connect because there aren't clips or bars there, but there are on the top and bottom. So Lego designers did a great job with this one. Thinking about how to create the shapes beautifully for these builds. It's been such a fun week to work on these and so different for me to dive into live streaming every day. So, once again, thank you to all of you who've been able to join, whether it's for part of a day or for the entire week or anywhere in between. You have made it so much fun. So, all right. So yeah, just as I thought, it looks like this is going to clip on top. It's creating a similar type of curved effect around the top as well. The bottom one used some of the rounded curved pieces, whereas this top portion uses just like curved wedges, but still creating that effect that we're looking for. And honestly, it's a little bit like the math of a honeycomb. So it's a little bit almost like six-sided, the way this will be. So I'm curious to see kind of how those other edges go. But there's the top portion. Interesting how there's that line that's pretty severe there. You can basically call yourself a professional streamer now. Thank you. Thanks, JJ. Yeah, I suppose so. It's fun that when I was streaming at the beginning of this year or the end of last year, I streamed on Lego Play Day, which used to be an official thing and then isn't anymore, but is still something that lots of people participate in. And as I was streaming that day, I realized on the call that that was my anniversary of streaming. I had started doing my streams on Lego Play Day in 2023. So 2025 was the end of 2 years. So yeah, entering my third year now of live streams. That time it was on Instagram. I think my first live stream on YouTube was in January of that year, January or February. I'll have to look it up and see so I can figure out what my stream anniversary is on here. So. Okay, bag 47. And before we dive in, I want to show you what he looks like so far. So we worked on those shells or the shell backings. We're going to continue that with bag 47, but it looks nice. I really like the shape. It's really well done. So let's continue. Also, it's been nice to be able to stream from our kitchen table because it's nice in here and the background can be easily changed out and look sleek and everything. But I really want to work on focusing on getting the Lego room back up and running to where I can be in there for streaming in part because it's also nice to Philip to not have to have this be happening all the time in our house, when he, comes in for a water break from work or whatever into the kitchen, because the kitchen's basically right here. And it's nice for me to not get interrupted, like by Penny and that kind of stuff too. So hopefully that'll be something I can get set up again very soon. Um, I have some really cool things that my father-in-law built out of wood that I want to hang in there. That'll be fun to have up, and I just want to get that space nice again. So that means that I need to take some time to focus on that, probably instead of streaming. Um, so it'll be good to go back to just streaming on Wednesday of next week. Um, but again, I will probably then do a Batman week coming up soon to go through those new Batman sets that I'm so excited about getting. So stay tuned, same bat time, same bat channel for that one. We also need to finish the Gotham mosaic. We started it last year and we were working our way through bag by bag, watching every episode that was associated with each bag. So, fun fact is the Lego designers, when they created it, watched all these different episodes to get inspiration and details and stuff. And then they assigned every bag to an episode that featured something that is built in that bag. So it was so much fun. We got through half of it, which is like literally one half of the build. And it was 20 episodes, 19 episodes that we had to watch to do that, which really slowed the whole process down. And then also we were having to film content for it and edit it and post it. And we decided to take a break after we got through that half, and we were going to come back to it. But then life moved on. The Wicked project took over. I had so much going on that it was just like, this is not possible to pick back up. And it just sat unbuilt. And so we still have half to do, and we want to do it eventually, but I don't know when we're going to get around to doing it. So we probably won't continue that slow process that we were going before. We will probably just build the rest of it and finish it. Philip was like, I don't know that anybody's actually waiting with like bated breath for what happens in the next episode of this series. So and he's probably right with that too, because I was like, I just feel pressure to like finish it out the same way we started. He's like, I wouldn't feel that pressure. Don't do that to yourself. So I think he's right, and I think we'll just finish it because it's gorgeous and it'll be fun to do. So, and maybe just continue watching the show as we go, but not like stopping after every episode. You're gonna regret not getting the Gotham wall art. Can't buy it at all. Yeah, or even find room to store it all. Unfortunately, you're running out of room. Ugh, yes, tell me about it. We are so out of space, and that's why it's hard to be in the Lego room. And these sets are not going to help. I love them. We're having so much fun building them, but they are going to take up a lot of space. And these are definitely ones that I'm going to keep up because they're so beautiful. So we'll see what I do to get all that set up. But yeah, I'm committed to making sure that we get back in the Lego room soon. Okay, cool piece. Let me show you this piece. I'll take it off to show you first. New to me, but maybe not new. So we're making this shape, right? And you see those sleek edges that are there where the wedge brick kind of tapers off. So there's this triangle one. Have y'all seen that one before? I've seen the other one before that's in here. That's this guy, but I haven't seen that triangle one yet. So it's pretty cool. And then when you put two side by side, it creates that little separation that you see in like the shell of a turtle. So perfect for Blastoise. And it looks like this bag is going to do one half of the back. So that means the next bag is the other half. And the last bag is his head, I assume, unless I'm miscalculating, which is possible. We've seen that happens from time to time for me. All right. Yeah, the Gotham City mosaic, that was one that I requested to review. It was well after it was on store shelves, but we're allowed to request a few things a couple times a year. And that was one that I was like, I I really wanna have this one, it's so beautiful, and I think we'll keep it up for a while, and then we'll probably part it out, and then you have all of those beautiful red 16 by 16 base plates or, plates, and those will be fantastic for our mosaic wall, so, definitely a win-win all around, and then we got halfway through, and I was like, "I don't know that I'm gonna wanna take this apart, it's too cool." So, oh no, what do we do? But yeah, we'll probably have to once we finish it. We're even running out of wall space. Like, there's just not room for everything. There's just not room. All right, this is interesting. So we're building upwards with some. Oh, I think this is going to hold the blasters that we know go on the shoulders. But we're building into the shell, going upwards now with these brackets. And then we're putting this uh, ball joint cup on here. Oh, Penny. What's going on, little lady? I don't know if you can hear her. I can. Hmm. Oh, I did something wrong. I was jumping ahead doing things based on visual as opposed to based on the instructions. That's a mistake. Okay. So we first start with these L shapes that we're getting in yellow. I have them in red and black and some other colors, but I don't have them in yellow yet. So that's fun. We add that in, and that's going to help hold in some of these black pieces that we're putting in here. Penny. Hey, girl, hey. That's not bark. That helps so much, obviously. Bork. Yep. Will you be going back to Pixel Haven Games and Collectibles? Um, I'll probably check in every so often to see like what types of Nintendo Switch specific things they have. But since I don't play Magic the Gathering, and I don't do the models where you paint them, the Warhammer models, that seem to be like what most of the store is for. The Pokemon stuff, I think it was just people who were there playing the game together, but it didn't look like they had a lot for sale there, related to Pokemon. So we'll see. But it's relatively close, which is nice. You return after unexpectedly long spousal interaction. Good stuff. Bye, Zuzu. Thanks. Thanks for joining. Good to see you briefly. So always fun to catch up with people. All right. So more of this shell coming together. All right. Okay, so I'm just about to a stopping point to show you what this looks like in this portion of the build. I'm loving this size of this color. That reddish brown will be really nice. I think these are great parts packs, but I don't anticipate that a lot of people are going to be buying them for parts. I'm sure like some Bricklink sellers will, but I mean like your everyday Joe. All right, here we go. Almost done. Okay, and this is cool how we're finishing the detail here. So we're using these little D-shaped ones to create a nice frame around where that ball joint is. So it creates a really sleek looking frame. And then here when we look above, we get some really nice shell work. And we're close to being able to install it, but instead we're going to dive into these other pieces first. Again, with these orange tube pieces, that's fun that we're getting them a second time. I can't remember what other set we got them in. It was the frame of the wings for Charizard. Um, so okay. So I'm guessing this is going to hold the blasters maybe that come out of the shell and over the back, but I'm not exactly sure yet. Oh, and we're getting, Glenn, we're getting more rings. So there's another ring spacer situation going on, which is interesting because the way this spacer works, then this orange thing doesn't actually, it like barely connects onto it. But just barely. I wonder if it'll be like attached in a way that keeps it from coming off. I hope so. Yeah, I'm curious what this will be for. Oh, Pan. What is it now, girly? All right. Oh, we've got a fun NPU coming up. Okay, so on the bottom of our shell. Oh, this is how it connects. So smart. Okay, cool. On the bottom of the shell, it looks like, oh, my AirPods are dying. Looks like these all connect here like this, and then you see those gray pieces. Those are going to connect onto the axles underneath. So this is going to be very satisfying. And it'll go just like so and slide on. Come on. Well, it'll be satisfying once we get it on. Got a little trapped there. Let's try this one more time. Okay. There we go. Okay, y'all. That looks great. Oh, that looks really good. Nope. See those stupid little clips on them, or pieces in the back of the feet. Okay, here's the NPU. So on this axle, whoops, we're going to slide on this ball joint cup thing, or this ball. We're going to put on a spacer. We're going to put on a few of these bricks with the plates, round bricks with the plates. So we do one and then another set. And then we slide on this piece to close that off. Next up, we've got this interesting shaped one here. And then we put another one of the plates on top. And here's the NPU. It's a barrel. And the barrel comes on just like so. And then inside, oh, right, inside goes this little blue tube, axle tube thing, and we shoot out the water. That's so fun. And then this is going to attach in here so that it can be shooting out from that cannon, and that cannon can move in all different directions. That is so cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see. Woo! More Pick-a-Brick stuff. Yes, the one ring is $1.11 on Pick-a-Brick. Holy cow. That is nuts. That is nuts. So yeah, there's a whole bunch in here, which is nice. All right, bag 48. This will be the other part of the shell, and then we'll get to bag 49 with the face and the head, and we'll be done. 4:30. We're making good time. So let's do that all again in reverse. Flip it and reverse it. Mirror image of the shell. Let's see how fast we can do this one. Now that we know where we're going. Oh, interesting. I left off the orange L-shaped piece underneath on the other side, which wasn't super important. It didn't necessarily have to be there, but that does help with figuring out exactly where your the piece is supposed to go that goes on the inside. So, oh well, too bad. Don't think I'll be taking that apart to put that in because it didn't seem required per se. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will. Wouldn't it be amazing to get the ring on an actual Pick-a-Brick wall? Oh my gosh. That would beat your 800. Okay, tell me about your $800 box cup. What was in that that made it worth that much? Because that is quite the feat, my friend. Inquiring minds need to know. What did you get for so much money? Or for what were you able to get with all of that when you filled that box? The semi-new stem with 3 branches, you may have seen it as minion hair. Whoa, yes. I think actually I filled a Pick-a-Brick, like I filled in all the gaps in my bag once with that, but I didn't know the value. How much are they individually typically? Ah, oh no! It dropped a stud. It's one of those situations where it's good that they have extras, but I can still reach and grab it, which is good. But yeah, that is a huge win for sure to be able to find that on the Pick-a-Brick wall. Um, I remember really excited about it being in the Minion set and getting that Minion set for a parts pack because it also had a couple different colors of bananas. Do you know the set I'm talking about? Where did it go? I know this piece is in here somewhere. Sometimes my eyes deceive me. Here it is. Found it. All right. Okay, so we got to this point now. Okay, so yeah, this is the piece I was showing you before. It's really fun. I like that triangle. And I don't know that I've seen it before, which maybe I have, and it's not ringing a bell, but not to my recollection. And it sits so perfectly next to that other one. That's cool. Okay. I always love when you put on this like rounded piece and it rounds out the corner. It's like, yay, so nice. Such a nice feel. All right. So we're working our way through the other shell piece. I'm really excited to see what it all looks like all together. I think this character might be one of my favorites so far. I've really enjoyed building all of them. Eevee, I think, especially for the price point, but also just the cuteness factor, is my favorite. Um, and it was a very enjoyable build, but this one is really climbing up there. So sorry, Chrome needed to restart. All 5 colors of that part are 15 cents each. Wow, that is expensive. Um, it's wild to me how that can add up very quickly too. Like, it always surprises me. LEGO knows what they're doing with their pricing because they're able to continue to get us to buy them even when it's very expensive. I think that's something where, with this set in particular, so many people were complaining right away. And I think to me, it was a big surprise that that's what they came out of the gate with the Pokemon sets. But I really do honestly think that they're going to be coming through with some lower priced ones. Eevee, I think, was a great example of where they have opportunity here to get a lower priced option for people. And the fact that they've sold this one so well means that they know their target audience really well too. So I know a lot of people complained about it, but it's like, well, if you complain about it, that's one thing. But if you're also still going to the store and buying it, you are telling them implicitly that you want stuff to continue. So that's just a reality of it, right? I would love to see lower price sets, and I think with Pokemon, I would love to see some minifig scale sets too, and just see what they can do with a range of that, so that there's minifig scale and there's brick built. I don't know if they'll do it though. I'm curious. It's been really fun to hear your perspectives this week on what you'd like to see, and I'll definitely be passing that stuff along to Lego as well. So I always enjoy hearing from others about what their thoughts are with this too, and making sure that that feedback is passed along. It's important to me to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence with that too. So, what did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't. I just haven't put this on yet. I started to go out of order because I know what's coming next. Black, tan, bright green, light aqua, and reddish brown. Wow. Okay. I think I've seen all of those actually. I'm wondering actually. No, I saw light aqua. I think it came in. I think it came in one of the Chinese New Year sets. Does that sound familiar to you? I think so. Um, all right. We're getting there, y'all. Almost done with another shell. Or another part of the shell, rather. Ooh, another set that also makes great use of these white large macaroni is another gaming set, the Nintendo, the Piranha Plant. That is a really fantastic one. So Light Aqua is an 8 sets. Nice. Yeah, I think the first time I saw it was in the Chinese New Year one. Okay, so we have the shell pretty well taken care of so far. Now let's build that insert that allows it to attach. Let's see. Oh, okay. So we have that ring spacer and it's only on one side. But the reason it's only on one side is because the axle that we're using already has a bit of a spacer included in it. It's that exact space. So that's cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So this one is mirror image the last one, and I have to remember that because I started to go on autopilot again. And that's not going to help get me there. Getting some texts from my mother-in-law about something that they picked up from our house the other day, so not urgent, but something that I'll have to get back to once I'm done with the stream today. I know that's super interesting to y'all. It also came in trans red in a 2022 Jurassic Park set. That's fun. I'm actually wondering what set that was too, because I feel like I have it. Okay, so here, when I was telling you I forgot a piece, see that how that creates the perfect space that tells you exactly where the open hole is? That's because this orange piece goes down in there, and that's meant to help you place it effectively and make sure that you have it at the right spot on here. I didn't include the L-shaped one on the other side, and so I had to guesstimate a little bit of where that should go, and it worked fine. I figured it out, but that's good to know. All right, let me put this in, and also these two pieces connect together, and I don't know that I did that when I was putting it together. So I am going to take this one off and fix those things because I want to make sure that I use all the pieces the way they're supposed to be used. So let's take these off, attach them, and we'll fix it. T-Rex breakout. That's what I thought. Yes, we have that one. That one I remember getting for Philip for maybe his birthday. Can't remember. And then we'll put this in. So if this is the mirror image of that one, something is wrong. Let's see. It actually doesn't look like the mirror image, which is kind of freaking me out a little bit. I hope I didn't mess that up and do this wrong. Oh no, yeah, that's right. Okay. It is the mirror image. Okay, cool. Like, wait a minute. Shoot, did that. Okay, so let me go back a few pages. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so this one should be like that. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Fixed it. Okay, it's fixed. Yay! Now let's slide that on. And actually, it slid on better that way. So clearly those missing parts mattered. And they were important to put on. All right, so now let's do the ball and finish out the other cannon. Cool, cool, cool. This is exciting. We're getting closer. It's almost like Lego knows what they're doing, right? Yeah. Goofed. Oh, that's fun. Is that another thing that in the Twitch stream that measures every time they make a goof? Because, oh my goodness, I've definitely made some in my day, for sure. Even today, plenty of times. All right. Other water blast for our friend. This is going to go in here. Ta-da. Oh, nope. Let's try that again. There we go. And this will slide on here. Pew, pew, pew. Y'all, this is cool, and it looks so good on the back. I like how the shell like bounces out where those come out. That is really sleek. And drum roll, please. We are on to the last bag, bag 49. Is that right? It is. Yay. Let's finish this Blastoise. 446. It really does look so nice, right? Yep, and it triggers a soundbite of, you must be goofed up somewhere in a kind of southern accent. That's funny. Fun, fun. All right, let's build a head for this guy. This is going to be fun. I love brick sculpting faces, especially, like, I feel like I always learn so much from these sets. So, cool, cool, cool. Y'all, this was a journey today. And I still haven't finished my smoothie. I highly recommend not drinking warm smoothie. Ugh, I did not go this well. Okay. We're going to fly through this portion. Missy and Bev, near our Goodwin and Company, are there Pokestops or whatever we call those? Maybe we can do a raid so I can knock out that and figure out like how that works and all those types of things while we're together at the next meeting. Or maybe just like sometime later, but whoops. Okay. All right. So using some interesting techniques here to create probably some cool angles. So we've got the Technic piece on the middle. Come on, there we go. Which is nice. So that's going to create a good shape. Getting some snot building around the edges of it. Not a good one, but the post office has a stop and a gym. Nice. And there are a few other stops nearby. Cool. I'll have to check them out next time. It's funny that just to think of like how much I've learned about Pokemon in such a short amount of time. I'm really loving diving into these things. And I think too that's where it's like I think I said this before, but I love learning and I love teaching. Those two things go hand in hand for me. And my experience when I worked in learning and development for companies and when I worked in education, but doing learning and development type work, was so much that I just enjoyed the joy of learning something new very quickly and finding ways to then teach that to other people. It just was a part of my natural aptitude and something that just was like a joy filling project for me. And so this whole process has kind of felt similar to that as well. I think too, just as I've enjoyed learning how to build instructions on Bricklink Studio, I've been wanting to then like share it with other people and yeah, just to use as like a teaching tool. It's like this is so much fun. Okay, this is not wanting to go on. The math doesn't seem right there. What is? Huh. This is showing. Let me look at this first because maybe I'm doing it wrong. Interesting. I don't think I am. I don't understand this though. It's showing that I am supposed to attach this part that has the bars right here on the black, but overlapping the medium nugget, and you can tell that it bumps up against the studs. Yeah. Learning is fundamental. Yes, yes, it is. And we have reading as fundamental as some. Oh, never mind. It's because it goes on here. That's why. Hey, y'all, it's almost like the LEGO designers do know something. I was misreading the instructions because I was flying through too quickly once again. Um, but yeah, we have a reading is fundamental art print that we got at Little Gay Shop that's in our library. And well, I call it our library. It's our den, but we've got the uh, IKEA shelves that have the glass doors in there. And so I like to think of that as my library. Reading is what? Fundamental. Okay. You silly. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I missed a plate. I didn't miss a plate. I didn't realize that this twisted, which the symbol's right there telling me to twist it. But yeah, I didn't notice that. I was not looking clearly at the instructions. So I think we found last night that around this time yesterday too was about the time when I started to lose my words and I was having a hard time focusing. And I don't feel exactly the same way today. I think a lot of that had to do with all the other drama that we had going on at the house, where there were all the issues with the garage door. So that just like added so much to my day. But I am finding that, like, yep, my energy is starting to wane. So 3 hours is always a good amount to stream, I think, max for me. And that's okay. All right. So we're pushing the claws in the backside of these. Um, what do you call them? The headlight bricks. And that's giving us some little white dots that are showing through. I'm assuming that's for the white dots and not for the claws to show through, because it looks like that's going to be on the inside of the build. Let's see. I wonder if that's related to his eyes or nose. Maybe that's his nostrils. This one isn't wanting to go in as far as the other one. And it kind of hurts to like push your thumb on one of these little claws. It's wild how fast energy levels can get depleted. Oh my gosh, for real. And like, once I embrace the fact that I am an introvert and that I need downtime to recover, I started to better understand myself and realize what it was that was going on. I used to think there's no way I'm an introvert because I am good in front of a crowd and I like love teaching and being in front of people and all that kind of stuff. And then I learned that it's not related to that necessarily. It's related to where your energy comes from and how you recharge. So it was very game changing for me to understand and embrace that for sure. Right, this one's just not going to want to go all the way in. I wonder if there's another one. Let's try with an extra one. Maybe I can do it better on this one. There's so many misconceptions about introversion and energy and all that kind of stuff. Yay! Thanks, friend. Have a good night. Oh my gosh, nearly midnight. Thank you for joining and participating for so much of the stream. It's been really fun to have you all week, JJ. Take care. Oh my goodness. Come on. Okay, well, I'm gonna stick with the one that's in here. That's how it's gonna go. And what's interesting is then it gets covered up. So I guess this is just to show. Oh, this is for the little teeth sticking out of like right under the nose. Okay, cute. That's fun. I like that. All right. Ooh, yay! We're getting this one in the blue. Nice colors. Ooh, and this is a fun printed part. Look at that. The little nostrils. That's cute. I love that all of these have prints. I'm sure that'll be a big win for lots of other AFOLs who are building these. I also, y'all, I love how the marketing for the Pokemon sets was geared at adults. It's 100% geared at adults, and I just thought it was so fun the way that they approached that. So, and they definitely tapped into the idea of like this being something that you used to play and you need to come back out and play again and train with your friends. Like, I thought that was cool. It was like the people showing up at their jobs and reconnecting with their love of Pokemon. All right. This is nice shaping for the side of the mouth. It's pretty cool. And then we're completing the rounded edges for 3/4 of the circle underneath. Actually, I guess it's not completing it. It's just adding more of that rounded shape there for like the cheek sides. Okay, now that we have that, looks like we do some of these guys. Wonder what the eyes are gonna be. I know I've looked at this, but I don't remember, so I don't see printed parts for the eyes, but maybe there are some and I'm just missing them right here. Yeah, I'm not seeing printed parts. I don't think they're printed. I think they're actually brick built, so give me just a minute and we'll find out. Okay, this is cute. So these little cheese wedges, it looks like, can give us the little ears. And then well, I think those are the ears. Maybe they're just like a little tuft of fur. Oh no, yeah, that's part of the ear. Okay, cool. So then we attach this part on the side, and it gives us a little bit more of the ear there. And then using a clip, I'm gonna clip this into the middle. Ah, we do have printed parts. Okay, that's what I was missing. Here's an eye. That makes more sense. So the reason that we put in that thing that almost looks like where a horn is gonna go is so that we can angle these eyes out perfectly. I was gonna say I thought it was not brick built eyes. I thought it was printed, and now we know. So trying to get that perfect. You have to fidget with it a little bit. There we go. That's fun. I like that angle. That's like a nice, sleek angle. And then we're going to cover up some of the details on top of that. Here, like so. And on the front, where we had that like horn type piece, we're going to be putting this curve. Eyes appear to be side printed slopes. Yes, yeah. Bye, Glenn. Oh, wait, never mind. That was, sorry. JJ was saying bye to Glenn. There we go. Okay. That's sleek, y'all. This looks good. This is really good. Cool. Okay. And now we're going to do the other side like this on this side. So put the head down while I put these together. Yeah, this face is coming together really nicely. This is cool. All right. Almost there, y'all. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come now, baby. I'm sure that's what people think of with Pokemon. This is like a little glimpse inside my brain. Okay, and now for the great finishing touch, the nose. So let me put these underneath to make sure that it's studded in really well. So we got some more of those 2 plate tall parts. And yeah, y'all, this is great. This is like very much, this is giving Hungry Hungry Hippo vibes. Right? You could just see that perfectly. Oh my gosh, now I want to make a Hungry Hungry Hippo game. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so now we have to do the underside of the mouth where we get those other teeth popping up. I think we're going to be doing that same technique that we did before, pushing through the teeth through the underside of those headlight bricks. And I'm a little bit nervous about that because I was having a really hard time getting the first round in. And when I tried to do a second round, just to see if I could swap one that was better than the other, I couldn't get it to work. So we'll see. We shall see what works, y'all. Okay, interesting pieces here. So we're doing a build technique where we're using those like three-sided, underneath that black wedge, we were using those three-sided snot bricks in pink. So maybe this one's not quite as much of a fan of Wicked as Pikachu is, but still pretty cool. We've got our red tongue. And we have the teeth, just like I thought. Oh, man. Okay, let's try these. This is a technique that I don't love because it's hard to get your fingers to do what it's asking me to do. Okay, that might be as good as it's going to get. We'll see. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, the shapes are really fantastic, and the fact that we're getting so many of them in this blue is really great. I am loving the variety that we have here. I'm especially loving that we have a little bit of like the standard shapes as well in these colors. Okay, ow, that hurt my fingers. um, that's not fun. That is not comfortable. It's like he's actually biting me. Oh no, and this one's angled the wrong way. No. Okay, let me just try re-angling this one. Maybe that one works better. Oh my, I feel like I need tweezers for this. Y'all. This is rude. Okay. Let's try this again. So if that one's angled left, then this one needs to be angled right. Maybe since it's been in once before, it'll go in faster. Come on. Work with me, Tooth. I could not be a dentist for Pokemon. Rude brick is rude. Yes, yes it is. Okay, got this one in. Mostly got that one in. We're just going to call that in. We're going to call it in because I just can't. Okay. So this one goes out and one goes in. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's fine. All right. So see, we've got those teeth barely sticking up. Come on, look at my hand. There we go. And then we finish off the rounded bits with these curved pieces. We get on the sides these curves that are gonna be smooth and rounded on the outside. So that's the underside of the mouth so far. Okay. Then we flip this over and we cover it with some tan. That way it looks nice. You hide all the issues that were hidden or that were there before. Okay. I think I did all the things I was supposed to on this part. We'll see in a second. Yep, I believe so. Okay, so this is going to clip in here. Y'all. Smooth. Okay, and yeah, those teeth, the way they're angled is perfect. That's actually the way it's supposed to be. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. And then We've got these curved pieces that are going in for the underside of the jaw. So we'll fill that one in on this side. Nice. On the back side, okay, I have this, and I shouldn't. No. What did I do wrong? Okay. Please hold again. Okay, both those sides have that. Let's see. Y'all, I think this is telling me it's about time to wrap up. It's like, Justin, how did you miss something so crucial as a 2x4 plate and two 1x2 plates? Wait, is that where that goes? Is it in there? Okay, if that's that gray. Sorry, y'all. This is going to make sense, though, because you see how there's a gap there? I don't think there's supposed to be a gap between his eyes and ears. So let's work on this. Let's figure this out. Okay, I think it was the very, very beginning. It absolutely was. So it goes in between this tan and black. So the medium nougat and black, and then the tan and yellow. It goes right there. So that's actually an easy fix. I should be able to take that part off without destroying everything, hopefully. Squeeze this in. Whew. Oh my goodness, come on. There we go. Okay. And I think that might get rid of that gap. We'll see. We shall see. Y'all, this is what happens when I rush. Okay. Almost there. That may not have fixed the little gap that I was thinking, but we'll find out in a minute. No, it didn't. It didn't fix the gap. That's okay. That gap probably exists so that you're able to angle the eyes appropriately, though. Like, I think they have to have that gap in order for them to move inward, because the back would be kind of with the corners there running into it. So, but it is a little bit interesting. Don't you agree that there's like that much of a gap back there? Oh, wait, there is one other piece that I think goes in here. Also, another problem with taking things apart like this is then when you're putting it back together, yep, I missed that piece. Okay, so this piece goes in the middle to close off part of the gap at least. Then we have the eyes. And then we close off that top part with the front. Okay. We got there. Okay, y'all. We got there almost. Almost completely. So now I shouldn't have any extra parts. I slide this on. Oh, here we go. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Absolutely, Glenn. All right, here is the little ball joint that's going to attach the head. So it attaches onto this thing. We slide this into here. We go dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. We did it! Let me pour these into my little bin. Oh, goodies. Which is over here. So these are all the Pokemon spare parts, which so far is quite a lot. Set this stuff aside and let's take a deeper look before we say goodnight. All right, y'all. So meet Blastoise. I'm going to angle the camera down for you to see. Yeah, really sleek. Very, very nice visuals all the way around. I'm loving the detail of the shell. I think the shell work is probably my favorite part of this. Although I will say I'm really pleased with the torso, and this head is fantastic. So the cannons can fire in all different ways, the water cannons, which is great. I'm loving the way this head is set up. He can look around. He can look up and down a little bit. The eyes being the only printed parts, I think we're good. I do like the positioning of the teeth. I'm wondering if I have them a little bit angled too much, but I kind of don't mind. And also it hurt my fingers to do, so. Blastoise! Yeah, I like that. I like Blastoise better than Blastoise, but who knows how you pronounce it. I'm sure someone who works for Pokemon could tell us exactly how. But yeah, this is really sleek. As you're going around, I do notice that I did this wrong here, so I'm going to fix that. You can see on this side it is fixed and it's nice. So let's adjust that real quick, hopefully real quick. Go a little bit further in. There we go. Aha! Okay, let's reveal that again. Yay, it's perfect. So good. Okay, y'all, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. Now I want to show you the instruction book so you can see what it looks like on the mount because I didn't build the mount yet. And I want to give you the sense of what that looks like. So this is the water section that he'll live on, which is great and perfectly rounded. And has a lot of really wonderful techniques, and I love the colors. Here's what it looks like all together where he's attached to it, and that section is going to fit just to the left side, I think, of Charizard. Is that right? Let me look at this. No. It'll fit on the right side of Charizard. So the left side to you, based on the way that you're looking at it as well. So super cool. Is that a long 2x2 tube with Technic pin hole? These white ones, yes. Really, really cool. White on either side of the piece that you had to fix. Yep, it is. It's a 2x2 brick thing. It does have the hole in it. I think that might be new. It's new to me. I haven't seen it before. Y'all, we did a week of streaming, 5 full days of streaming at 1:30 every day, or 2 o'clock that one day. That was kind of a mess. And we built a ton of Pokemon. So we have, let's recap the week real quick. This is so fun. This is so fun, y'all. I'm going to pull all the bits and bubbles and things together so that we can all see them together. I did start, like I was saying, on Blastoise's base. So I will get around to that soon. But let me get rid of all these papers. Holy moly. Y'all, this right here, this is Blastoise. Just his body. Still missing another 10 bags that are for the base, which is wild. So much paper. So I'm going to set those over here, get them out of the way, get its instructions out of the way for now. Bring over this big heavy monster. This is ridiculous how heavy Pikachu is. I still don't understand. And then we'll bring over this other heavy monster that's less heavy. All right. Y'all, this has been our week. Right here. It's been a really fun week. So we started with the Mini Pokemon Center. with the really cool doors that open and close. This is the LEGO Insiders reward that you can get. It's approximately $20 worth of points. So that was one. Then the next thing we did was the gift of purchase that comes with a large set. So this I thought was gorgeous, the Kanto region badges. And you can open it up. I like that it opens splitting the Pokeball. I love the badge details. Both of those have stickers. Everything else has prints. And I love the chevron details around this. It's really sleek. Such a great one. Then we moved on to Eevee, our adorable little friend. So cute. I love this little pose. I have it posed right now where he can stand like this. The tail wags and can go up and down. These ears can be so expressive. Oh my gosh, super excited. And that head, it's just perfection. So yeah, we can have Eevee stand on the Kanto box, Kanto badge box. Next up, we moved on to, based on fan vote, Charizard. So we have Charizard on this incredible lava base with really beautiful details. So much fun. This one was really gorgeous. I love all the details. This was the only complaint I had was how you can see some of the color here on either side there, and then also under the feet, we saw that there was color on the heels, that I feel like they could have used an orange piece to hide that a little bit. And it was a piece, to my recollection, that actually comes in parts, so it was weird to me that they chose to use the gray. And then we did Pikachu, who is really cute. And actually, I think the face shape looks great in person. Wonderful stripes here on the back. The tail is fantastic. You can swap out the edge of the tail to make her female if you want to. Or you can have it straight, which is the male, the like flat side. In Pikachu, we had this incredible base. Let's remove Pikachu there. We have an incredible base that has lightning effects all around it, which is really fun, and a Pokeball that can come off and it can open and close, but it has to stay open or closed the way that it is. So right now there's a Technic piece in there keeping that open, but you can swap it for a Technic piece that keeps it closed. That way you can have Pikachu diving out of the Pokeball if you want him to, or her, or them, depending on your Pikachu. And we finished the week Friday with Blastoise. Yay! So much fun. Blastoise will go on a base on this side of Charizard. So he'll be approximately here to give you a sense of scale. Thank you all again for how much fun this week has been. I've really enjoyed spending time with y'all. So it's really been a joy. Let me know your thoughts on the sets and what you're thinking about them. And if there's any feedback you want me to pass on to LEGO, I'll definitely pass it on. So, but yeah, grateful for y'all, grateful for a fun week, and looking forward to more streaming in the future. I think I will not stream tomorrow. I'm pretty tired and I don't want to be busy on a day when Philip's off work. I want us both to relax. So we'll probably relax tomorrow. I may continue building these and finish them up. And so if that's the case, watch my Instagram and I'll share, actually, I'll probably also share shorts on YouTube as well that show some overviews of all of the different builds too. So you'll see Venusaur eventually if I don't do streaming next week or if I don't wait on them. I have some new fun sets for next week. I've got some Disney sets to build. I've got the Golden Retriever and the new Orange Cat to build as well. And so I'm not sure yet what I'll be diving into next Wednesday, but stay tuned and I will post it as I get ready for next week. Good to see y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy February. Would love to have you join the Valentine's Habitat Challenge. Connect with me offline if you want more information, or join the Discord. Yay! Build kindness, y'all. Oh no, Eevee!